three-peat championship in college football history. A year ago, the Cornhuskers torched Florida in the Arizona desert. 2 years ago, Tom Osborne's frustration ended in Miami's Orange Bowl. Today, underdog Texas comes in riding a 4-game winning streak. They hope to end Nebraska's reign. ABC Sports presents the Dr. Pepper Big 12 Championship. The Big Red of Nebraska against the Longhorns of Texas. 64,000 expected under the roof in St. Louis for the first ever Big 12 championship game. Nebraska dreams of a third title in a row. They want to earn a right to play Florida State in the Sugar, and they hope that Ohio State can handle Arizona State in the Rose Bowl. Good afternoon. Welcome, everybody. I'm Brent Musburger. One thing, Nebraska's going to really feel at home here, folks, because it is a sea of red as far as the fans are concerned. Most of the tickets were gobbled up by the Nebraska fans for the Longhorns at the road game. Let's send you to John Saunders.
All right, Brent, thanks a lot. Alongside my colleague.
A 3-touchdown underdog, but a week ago they beat up on their arch rivals from Texas A&M 51-15. Meanwhile, for Nebraska, it was a great defensive performance. They shut down Colorado 17-12. And here come the mighty Cornhuskers. I'm Brent Musburger. Sounds like we're right back in Lincoln, Coach. But you went down to Austin to chat with Coach Makovic and the Horns. What's the feeling down there?
Well, Brent, I came away thinking that this team has an air of confidence about them. The coaches have done a real good job of convincing the kids if they do the good things they did against the teams like Notre Dame and Colorado, they played well but lost, and eliminate the things that got them beat, they have a chance. And you know something? The kids believe it.
They've got some fine weapons. Number 11. Ricky Williams.
You know, right now in his career, he's ahead of Earl Campbell's numbers. He makes a lot of yards after first contact.
What's your feeling about his quarterback, James Brown?
Very mobile, can run. He throws the ball downfield real well.
We don't have to tell anybody about the defensive ends for Nebraska. Jared Tomich and Grant Wistrom, two of the best in the country.
Well, these guys rarely test your offensive line fundamentals. You better be sound.
The coaching matchup. John Makovic, a chess player with his offense. Tom Osborne stresses discipline and a great offensive line. Makovic and Osborne ready to test wins in the Big 12 championship. Huskers, back deep, Mike Adams, along with Sean Mitchell, wide receiver and running back, both with excellent speed. Correction down there on the tee. Our umpire, Joe Darden, he works with the kicker, and of course the referee will signal let's go. He's John Laurie down in the end zone.
Nebraska has done a good job all year covering kickoffs.
Beautiful kick. Coming out the 20-yard line.
Well, we know it wasn't the wind.
So here is the great prognosticator, James Brown, and he's been good as of late. 74 passes without an interception. And Little Earl, Ricky Williams will be lining up behind him. Mike Adams, number 83. If they're going to make the big play with a wide receiver, Adams stretched out a week ago against A&M. The offensive line, Dan Neal, outstanding. But let's see how those tackles, Bishop and Jay Humphrey, hold up here today against Wistrom, who's the right rush in for Nebraska down in the 3-point. The tackles will have to handle him. The running back helps pick him up, and they snap off a completed pass to Davis out to the 30-yard line. That's a 10-yard gain, and this defense found out right away that unlike Colorado, they're going to keep running backs in and hope to block. Jason Peter, number 55, had an outstanding sequence against the Buffaloes last Friday in Lincoln. There's Mike Minter. Yes, he'll play rover, and he will too move up to that rush defensive end spot. So number 10 will again be all over the field as he was last week, and you can see him move up hard on that right side now. Minter getting ready to come. It looks like on Brown on first down. He does running play, and they will run it right straight ahead.
Well, John Mackovic told us, Fred, that he has no plan to sit and wait and make things happen. They're going to attack right away. That's his aggressive nature. He says they won't repeat many things. Learning from Tom Landry, he says, I like to change up, and I saved some things for the second half. He's going to use formations to try to create advantages within his formation package. Look for him to go deep quite often.
Well, right away, Wistrom makes his first tackle of the game on Williams. That makes it 2nd and 9. Ricky with a yard. Minter now has moved between tackle and in. Bluffs coming. Brown back as protection goes. And that's he's 2 for 2. And that is his tight end. Ball's out of bounds. Texas ball. That's a first in. And that first down. A good tight end at Fitzgerald there. He's from Dora, California.
Now, they did a good job of pass protecting this time, and the plan is to help the tackles in any way they can, especially if they're holding the football. That time they got a nice 5-step drop rhythm, got it out there to Fitzgerald and Ridham, and he doesn't hang on to it. Unfortunately, it didn't cost him a turnover. But get rid of the ball quickly.
13-yard gain, and Jamel Williams knocking the ball free as it went out of bounds. And the Horns smartly moved to 2 first downs. Sean Mackovic is a very creative play caller. Here comes the blitz, and it's the toss package. It's Mitchell trying to get to corner, and he's run out on that far side. That is Williams again, number 28, making the play on Sean.
You've got to really be on guard defensively because Mackovic likes to run plays on quick counts. Get up there, either be in a 2-point stance or in a 3-point stance, and snap the ball now. That will force the defense to line up and show their colors right now what they plan to do. You can see teams in the Big 12 have not been very successful on this first drive. Last week, prior to Colorado, they were -1 yard rather than 51 yards.
Texas keeping possession. 2nd and 8. Ball on the Longhorn 44-yard line. And Brown wanted to set the screen. Now fires deeper, and it is complete. He hit number 8, Wayne McGarity, the sophomore flanker that time, and that is going to give Texas a 3rd first down. And what is very obvious with that play is that Brown is willing to be patient, stayed back there in the pocket. His original play broke down, but he still found the wide receiver.
He has the ability to move, and you have to rush this guy with concern of his ability to move. See, now they double Tomich on the top of your screen. He moves to his right, out of pressure, and throws it accurately.
Strong opening drive with McGarity watching from the sideline, getting a break. And on first down in Nebraska territory, here's Mitchell back in, looking for the corner, turned it upfield, and he powered his way to the 41-yard line.
Mike Deal, the offensive line coach, said in running the ball against Nebraska, you have to down block, protect the inside gaps because they're a great penetrating team. So we're going to run a lot of counter plays like that and also toss the ball and get it outside quickly, mix in with some spread formations and draws.
Priest Holmes checks in, and Mitchell takes another break for Coach Mackovic with Osborne watching with just a touch of concern on this opening drive. It is 2nd and 6. And the Horns are not backing away from this defense. And Holmes on a cutter's got it, 35. First down, Texas again. Eric Stokes, the free safety, forced to make a stop. And this is an offensive clinic for the moment as far as Texas is concerned.
That's what they did, is they pulled the big left tackle and kicked out and blocked down and walled off the defense on counteraction, just as they told us they were going to do. See the big hole walled off inside? Here comes Bishop, 75, gets a nice kick-out block, and upfield goes Priest Holmes.
Opening drive of the inaugural Big 12 championship. 12:29, first quarter. Horns with another first down. One running back. Mackovic changes formations on every play. Brown back, gets time, fires complete. Adams, 25, out of bounds at the 22-yard line. Eric Stokes again making the tackle, and the Horns are moving the ball in huge chunks.
Adams is a guy that you have to respect deep, so you better turn and run. He's a very good deep receiver. He's a great kick returner. See, and they backed off and played a loose zone that time, and it was a zone blitz. They brought the outside linebackers, released some defensive linemen underneath, and the corners just backed off.
Yeah, you could see the freshman Brown. Texas will test him. He certainly stood the test against Colorado, breaking up 7 passes, but he backed away into that zone defensive look. Now Williams comes over to a right wing, sort of offset in the eye, and they're going to run. This is Mitchell, left, and a penalty flag comes down. That was Eric Warfield and Jamel Williams pursuing him over there, and the flag was thrown. It might have been a face mask on that going out of bounds, but let's just hold on here and let John Laurie tell us what the situation is. Yeah, that's exactly what it is.
I think that was on Jamel Williams, the outside linebacker that played so well last week against Colorado. See, it's again a counter action. Pull people from the backside. Now he's going to break it outside. Gets a block right there from Williams. He's outside. He steps on, and there's. Oh, I don't think that's. No, you shouldn't call that. You really. Yeah, he didn't get his fingers even caught in there.
Makovic will take it, and so will the Longhorns. They get the first break, and the ball will get spotted inside the 10-yard line. This is going to be a 1st and goal. Dallas Cowboy fans might recognize some of the formations that the Horns throw out there because John Makovic learned under Tom Landry, and on their opening drive, Nebraska has really shut the door on people.
Makovic is really good inside the red zone area, but he's against the great defense down there as well.
Now Williams in motion, and Brown, a good run, steps to the 5, down at the 4-yard line. A very big move by the Texas quarterback, who was in trouble that time.
Well, the one thing about it, when you have good defensive ends that get upfield, like Winstrom does, like Tomic does, if they get upfield and the protection breaks down, you can get up underneath them, and that's what he can do. Brown can do that, just as if it was a called quarterback draw, which they do have in the game.
Might be a good time right here, Coach. 2nd down and goal from that 5-yard line, except they might be looking for Brown after that neat run he just showed the corners. But they split the backs. And they counter back with Priest Holmes. Touchdown, Texas, like that on the opening drive. Outnumbered, but full of fire now, these Longhorn fans.
You mentioned outnumbered, Brett. Good term to use technically, because what they did is they used counteraction, then pulled people over to the point of attack, and had more blockers than defenders, and he takes it in for the touchdown.
Phil Dawson. Excellent kicker. Makes it 7-0 Texas. So the 3 touchdown underdogs from Austin put the first touchdown on the board, and they made it look easy, didn't they?
Horsepower comes to life. Ram air induction turns air into fuel in a rush. Firebird, you're ready to fly.
All right, team. Hundreds of kids and parents are counting on us for a great Christmas. So let's get to work.
Okay.
Are those futons almost ready?
Yes, Santa. Warbeck Palace and Futons will have over 200 of them starting at $99.
How are those $1.99 bunk beds coming?
Great, Santa. These are the strongest bunk beds made.
Are the water beds ready? I said, are they ready? That's the problem with water beds. They're too comfortable. Well done, my little helpers.
Depend on Dave's Daily tonight on News Channel 9 at 11.
Nebraska is an outstanding kick return team. In fact, they are 4th in the nation. What Dawson needs to do in this controlled environment is to put it in the end zone and bring him out on the 20. That would pick up 7.5 yards off the average. Let's see what happens here. Cheatham and Benning back deep for the Huskers. And this is Chris Stockton. So they've gone to this leg to see if he can put it in the end zone. Stockton hooks it toward the corner and catches it. So they go to Chris Stockton, and he does hook it into the corner of the end zone. It'll come out on the 20, and there's the offensive line of the Horns, Jackaroo.
And Brent, you know there's a lot of concern by John McAfee and his coaching staff about the youngness of that offensive line. After that touchdown drive, the first thing Coach Mack did was go to the offensive line, congratulate each and every one of them, and tried to boost their ego one more time. He plays that psychological game, Dick Vermeil.
All right, Jack, now Nebraska, trailing by 7. First and 10 on the 20, and here is junior quarterback Scott Frost handing off to D'Angelo Evans, the freshman, for 2 yards. He's hit by Dusty Renfro. Now, Scott Frost struggled in the weather conditions a week ago, and Coach telling us that he did not have a turf shoe wide enough to fit, so he went out in sort of a flat bottom shoe, and he slipped on some options. He's an outstanding runner, and his touchdown interception ratio is good too, 13-3, and he's rushed for 9 touchdowns. Now, I know a lot of people think there's a problem here at this particular position, and he did almost toss one away on an option, but now he finds himself back by 7. He's going to be the focus here today. Second down and 8. Frost rolls right, puts it up, whips one behind the receiver, and it is incomplete. That is Kenny Cheetah, number 6, who had checked in. He brought the play in from Osborne's sideline. D'Angelo Evans, number 4, is a huge story here today. Amon Green did not even make the trip because of a stress fracture in his foot. So the freshman has to carry the load. Jay Sims, an untested high back, might be his backup. Brian Schuster became a daddy this week, so congratulations to his wife, who I'm sure is back home watching. He figures to be very prominent, number 28 does. On third down and 8, and on the left side, that was Adam True who pulled back, and that'll cost the Huskers 5 yards. So this offensive
Dead
line.
Ball start. Offense, 5-yard penalty, repeat third down.
Chris Dishman, and I still feel he made one of the huge plays of the year that goes unlooked last week when he pounced on that fumble inside the 5-yard line late against Colorado. Frost was unable to hold the ball, and if the Buffaloes had recovered there, it seemed like a touchdown for him. Third down and 14, so Frost goes straight down. Fires complete to the 25. Nebraska must punt. Not enough for the first down. John Vedral out of Gregory, South Dakota, makes the reception. But now comes one of the better punters in the country, as the Cornhuskers special teams are absolutely outstanding. This will be Jesse Cush from Columbus, Nebraska.
Well, Gary Darnell, the defensive coordinator of Texas, has to be very pleased with that 3-play series right there, Brent. Not many people have done that to Nebraska in the opening series.
Here's Adams, the fine wide receiver, wearing the gloves inside, looking up into what is a white ceiling here in the dome in St. Louis. Push against that rush, nails it. He is so good under pressure. 31, it's caught. Adams has a crease and caught from behind at the 37-yard line. So we'll take a break. Maybe you're surprised, but the Texas Longhorns are not. They're ahead of Nebraska.
The engineers of the Pontiac Grand Am design cars for people who get a kick out of driving, complete with a powertrain built to precise aerospace tolerances. And that's kept more Grand Ams tearing along even after 11 years than any car in its class. So buy a Grand Am for a good time. Have it around for a good long time. Grand Am, built for kicks, built for keeps. Starting around 15.2.
Some of the most admired cars you'll see are owned by the guys who know cars best. They're ASC certified master mechanics, and the #1 brand of motor oil these guys use in their own cars and trucks is Valvoline, makers of Durablend, the leading semi-synthetic for a cleaner engine due to better control of harmful deposits. So use the oil the mechanics who take care of your car use to take care of theirs. Valvoline. People who know use Valvoline.
Wrangler, the perfect jean for your 10-year-old son and your 10-year-old husband. Wrangler, real comfortable jeans.
Pine Lake, 3 friends, 3 pair of Wrangler jeans. Everybody's comfortable, even the fish. Wrangler, real comfortable jeans.
The Dr. Pepper Big 12 Championship on ABC, brought to you by Dr. Pepper and your local Dr. Pepper bottler. Dr. Pepper is just what the doctor ordered. Domino's Pizza introduces their newest crust sensation, Garlic Crunch Crust Pizza. Visa, it's everywhere you want to be. And Pontiac and your local Pontiac dealer, we are driving excitement. Here come the Longhorns. Into a shift. Ricky Williams offset to the left of James Brown. Brown slips, regains balance, fires middle, deep, wide open, and it's the tight end Fitzgerald to the 40-yard line. First down and 10.
They throw the ball down the middle, but they use the running back Williams to help over here. Good game planning. They're not going to allow 75 to have to take him all the time. You see Williams moves off to the left. That gives him time to set up and go down in between that zone and get the ball to Fitzgerald.
That's the longest gain of the day for the Horns. 23 yards. Derek Lewis, 82, replaces Fitzgerald at tight end after the 23-yard gain. Brown with the draw play now on 1st and 10, and Mitchell with speed trying to get the corner out of bounds at the 35, and the Horns hit that Nebraska defense for a 5-yard gain.
Good game planning. Wickstrom 98 there. Now he's constricting. They run underneath, so he holds his ground underneath. Now the running back skill. He bounces outside and bursts upfield for a nice game. Countering the play of the defensive lineman.
And Dick, folks who haven't seen Sean Mitchell, be aware he can really move.
Oh, yes, he can. Here's another guy that can really move. He loves to call the plays himself. He's on top of that. Last series had to be great confidence for the team, but even more so for him.
Second down, roll right. Brown looking to throw it back on the screen. Now he's got to run away from Williams, and he eludes him to the 40, 39. He's going, and he breaks free. James Brown, the magician, to the 30-yard line. What a move.
Improviser. He does not do that very much. What they wanted to do is fake here and throw back to it. See, he tries to throw, but he'll set up and look back. They have him covered. Good defense. He's under pressure now. This guy normally likes to try to throw the ball in these situations. They've asked him today to run more.
Finally, Eric Warfield brings him down. This will be 3rd down and inside of a yard.
With Mackovic, it's not an automatic run.
This the first 3rd down play of the game for the Horns, who lead it by a touchdown. That's Fitzgerald back in the game in motion to the right, and you're right. Brown is back, fires, first down on the throw. And one thing John Mackovic has always done, as Tom Landry did in the old days with the Cowboys, find yourself a tight end and make a living off it, because in the middle of the field, you're going to find some holes in this very aggressive defense, and John is doing just that.
Well, defensive coordinator Charlie McBride said, I'm concerned about this guy you see on the screen right here, Mackovic, because he does a great job in big games of breaking all the tendencies. So you have nothing to play. Now you have to line up and just play physically.
The Horns leading by 7 and threatening again. Brown with a hot hand, 6 of 6 for 76 yards. Going to put it up the 7th time? No, incomplete. There's his first incompletion of the game. Adams, the intended receiver, was covered by Michael Booker.
You know, having experienced similar situations, Brent, as a coach, when you score against a great football team first, yes, it does give your football team confidence, but it also gives you more confidence in your game plan, because you haven't prepared a game plan against Nebraska. Now, all of a sudden, you've got it put together, and it's working. Boy, I'll tell you, it's much easier to call the rest of the game plan.
Dick, you and I have seen throughout this year and others, when an underdog jumps ahead, it changes the entire complexion of the football game. Quick count. Now Williams can't run away from it. Minter coming from the backside.
See, that is one of the best ways to stop a counterplay. Not so much in front. They blitz from the backside. That's Rucker, 84, and Minter, number 10, teamed up. Minter up as an outside backer now, and there he makes it.
Let's talk about Minter and 84. They put 84 on the field for a little added speed over there, and watch him come through along with Minter.
That's the negative of a counter. It takes a little while to get back to the onside. If you don't clean up the backside, they can run you down, and that's what happened. Good change-up defensive call by Charlie McBride.
Yeah, well, he's also changing personnel. They think fatigue could be a factor. They've gone to the 2nd unit rushman right now. Rucker at right end instead of Wickstrom. Brown firing high. Complete to the 7-yard line. Mike Adams, number 83, his senior flanker from Arlington, Texas.
He got the one-on-one coverage now right here. Number 22, Ralph Brown. Colorado tried to get it. He gave him a little stick. It goes inside the post. Notice no safety help right there. The ball throwing perfectly to the inside like he has to throw it. He did that well on the practice field Tuesday.
Good wide receiver, Dick. He blocked the corner off with his body, made sure he couldn't get to the football, and this showing you why he's one of the best, and there it is. So it's first and goal again for the Horns, who are up 7. Mitchell on the draw, looking for the left corner. And that time it was well defended. Number 16, along with Grant Wistrom, was back. But Eric Stokes, the free safety, was there along with Wistrom.
Maybe going to the well a little too often for that counter action. Now, the last 2 counter plays in a row have been thrown for a loss. Now, you watch McAbee. Knowing him like I do, he will change up with something more direct or throw the ball.
Dick, his tight end is off to such a good start. You wonder about Fitzgerald down here. Second and goal from the 9-yard line. Adams will be off to the slot into the left. The tight end is over here on the left side. I should say Adams was the right side. Brown with good escapability. End zone intercepted. Bad throw into the middle of the defense, and the Cornhuskers pick it off in the end zone. Eric Stokes, the free safety, comes up with the INT.
Not a very smart decision. Under pressure, should have thrown the ball out of the end zone, and I'm sure that's what Coach Makovic is telling him. See, he was confident. He's been hitting every ball he throws, every variety of pass. He gets back here, he feels invincible. He starts to scramble when he doesn't have to scramble. Throws it, trying to get it over the top. Too many white jerseys. Not a real good understanding what the underneath coverage was doing.
And Tomich was influencing the play all the way. He had penetrated, and he created some havoc in the quarterback's mind. Frost and the Huskers trailing by 7, run the option. Frost, a good running back, crashes out now to the 27-yard line. That was Casey Hampton out of Galveston making the stop, and there's big Chris Akins, number 96. He'll create, speaking of havoc, he'll be there. Humphrey, number 49, fine linebacker, and Bryant Westbrook, folks. You're going to watch number 30. He is lining up at the left corner, so it would be the quarterback's right. He's simply one of the best in the land. He's playing a little bump and run down here. And on second down, D'Angelo looking for running room, and he's buried at the 29-yard line.
Boy, is that Casey Hampton. Now, he's a true freshman, 6'1", 300. He started the last 5 games. This is his start. He fundamentally is the best-looking nose guard tackle I have seen as a true freshman. His high school coaches must be awfully good football coaches, because you don't learn that much in that short a period of time. His technique is excellent.
3rd and 1. Coach Osborne sends in an additional tight end on this play. Frost, an excellent runner. Evans, the lone running back, double tight formation, and Frost gets the first down. Now, forward progress is marked for the first down on this play as he came across before he was pushed back.
Well, Frank Solich, the assistant head coach who coaches offense with Tom Osborne, who actually is his offensive coordinator, said they wanted to establish the running game inside, then come outside with a variety of options. They have 3 options in their game plan today, and pick the options as they read what the defense is doing. We haven't seen them run the option outside yet.
Dick Holbein and Cheatham check in from Coach Osborne's sideline, and there are 3 wide receivers in this first down. Schuster, the fullback, figures to be used today. This is D'Angelo behind Schuster, and nothing doing, and the defensive line for the Longhorns doing a good job of cleaning up and not leaving creases. Tyson King in on that stop, because you and I have watched D'Angelo Evans, and he broke Barry Sanders' rushing records as you watch this line clean up here.
Right, you know, I talked to Tyson King on the practice field the other day and asked him about playing outside linebacker against a team like this, and he said, my main problem is defensing the outside run as well as the option in playing pass defense.
Let's see what Nebraska comes up with here. A pretty obvious passing situation. 2nd and 9. They'll run the option instead. Now the late pitch, and here's D'Angelo, nothing doing. Helmet comes flying. And he's down at the 36-yard line.
Gary Darnell, the defensive coordinator for Texas, Brent, said that they had to really shorten their game plan from the amount of defense they put in there because they run so many things, and they wanted to keep it simple for the kids. And when they run a play like this, they crack block, and the quarterback is always going to get knocked down like that. They had a great crack block to the inside, but real good inside-out pursuit.
That was Hickerson.
Was that
who
Hickerson?
Cracked Frost on that play, Coach. 3rd and 4.
You can't take too many of those in a game.
Rashawn Jackson over to the left side as the tight end. And now Frost throws into the middle, and he hits number 25, and Cordell makes it to midfield. John Bedroll is finally brought down by Chris Carter.
They just put that play, they call it the jailbreak screen. They just put it in the game plan this week. The little quick pass, the tight end will block out for him. You'll see what I'm talking about. The tight end will come out and block, and they'll screen. Get the kick out block, and you'll screen. There's the tight end kicking out. There comes the rest of the linemen blocking downfield. And remember, you can block downfield as long as the ball is caught in the backfield. And the linemen were down there doing a good job.
Shevin Wiggins and Cheatham, the wide receivers, off to Frost right. 1st and 10, ball at midfield. Frost is going to throw it. Straight down the middle. Cheatham deflected. Incomplete. And that was number 30, Bryant Westbrook, showing you why he's one of the best in the business.
And he threw the ball to the wrong receiver. It was a combination pattern, and Shevin Wiggins, 29, went down the sideline all alone. They have 2 guys on him, and to the right, an out-and-up pattern. He was all alone. He will never be more open than he was on that play, and he didn't read it properly.
Oceanside, California, and he grew up playing alongside defensive back by the name of Michael Booker, who's over there at Nebraska. In fact, they talked this week. I said, Westbrook, what'd you say? He said, I'm not telling you. So that's private. So it's 2nd down and 10. Ball in midfield for Frost and the Huskers. They trail it by a touchdown here in the Dr. Pepper Big 12 championship. Straight back Frost. Sets the screen on the other side. D'Angelo, and he's got it to the 30. Recovered, though, by Brendan Holbein of Nebraska. He saves the day after the Evans fumble.
Frank Solich loosening them up now with the screen plays. 2 right there within a short period of a time. Not really characteristic of a Nebraska offense. Good change-up. They have good linemen that are mobile. They can get downfield. And when you get the ball to this young man in the open field, he's going to move it upfield.
Big save by Holbein, Coach. Nebraska with a 1st down at the 25-yard line.
You know, sometimes people lose track of how important the guy is that recovered the fumble. They really do.
I think they lost Chris Dishman's play entirely last week. Here's D'Angelo. Bangs to the 19-yard line. That's a 6-yard gain. And it puts Nebraska in 2nd and 4. And it really makes Nebraska tough to defend with that option.
Yes, you bet. And plus, see, Osborne says, you've been running the counter on us real well. We're going to come back and run our own counter. It's the best running play in college football. I really believe it is. It really originated at Nebraska years ago.
Sheldon Jackson, Gimpy, off to the Nebraska sideline. Tim Carpenter, the tight end on the left side, and Rashawn Jackson over on the right. The option. There's the pitch to D'Angelo, and a nice tackle by Taji Allen out of Lubbock, Texas, the senior cornerback. And of course, the issue all week with the defensive backs down in Austin had to be wrap up and tackle. Do not miss the first time against the Huskers.
Exactly right. You talk to those people, you talk to the secondary coach, Steve Bernstein, and all week long he says, we have emphasized tackling as well as playing pass defense. The responsibilities are tremendous in coming up and wrapping up and getting them down. It doesn't have to be fancy. Just get them on the ground.
We've got a 3rd and 3. Approaching the half-minute mark left in the 1st quarter. Mahomes with the game's only touchdown. Frost keeps his cuts back. Excellent, strong, breaks free to the 3-yard line. 1st and goal. Nice, strong run by Scott Frost.
See, with the option, they get you running toward the sideline to stop the pitch, and a quarterback that can run, he can go ahead and turn it up inside. Now, they block the people on that option that are assigned to make the tackle on him. So he was free to turn it up inside. Good design. It was a big play in the past, and it'll be a big play today unless they get pressure right now and force that pulling guard right in that quarterback's face.
Touchdown, Nebraska.
Well, that takes the pressure off the defense. They weren't planning on shutting them out.
In effect, this is a 100-yard drive. I know it won't look like that in the book, but don't forget that Nebraska intercepted the pass in the end zone, brought the ball out to the 20, so officially it's an 80. But it's a big turnaround in this game with Chris Brown.
Nebraska's short a man on the field.
And the whistle sounds.
Oh, I'll bet you what happens. Sheldon Jackson might be the tight end, and he was injured on the last play.
Did they get the timeout called?
I think
That's
they did.
exactly what Laurie was signaling on that play. It was Vedral, the holder, who alertly, you wondered why the ball went flying past Vedral. It's because he had his hands in the timeout formation. So he called the timeout in time, and they save it.
Well, I'll tell you, I was looking at the offensive line, and I saw the right tackle look to his right, and there was nobody there, and he started, you know, he panicked.
Dick, I bet you're exactly right. It was the injury to the tight end and the number 2 man on the kicking team. You know, that's a mental mistake, but it might not prove to be costly. They just used a timeout. Now we'll remind you that coming up next out in Las Vegas, folks, what's the over-under on the length of game? Huh? Are we going to go 4 hours out in the desert today? That could be a very entertaining game, but about 68 forward passes.
It will be, but I'll tell you what BYU has done lately. They have proved that they can run the football.
Yeah, how about those 2 speed guys that we discovered early against Texas A&M? Yeah. That one kid who scored, rushed for 600 yards in a high school game. Remember him out there for BYU? No,
you give me his name because I don't remember.
Federal holds it, and we are deadlocked. Alert play by Federal, and it's 7-7.
Together we are better than we could ever be alone. We'll be a team forever. The world is ours to own. You're a part of me. That's the heart of me. Dr. Pepper, you're a part of me.
This is the Pontiac Bonneville, one of the world's most powerful sports sedans. The luxury of the driver's command center surrounds you with 12-way adjustable seats, steering wheel stereo controls, and a powerful supercharged engine. Order this free video information kit and see for yourself why J.D. Power & Associates rank Bonneville most appealing premium midsize car. Just call 1-800-443-4444.
Well, tomorrow on ABC at 4 Eastern Time, it is the J.C. Penney Classic. A little mixed golf action coming your way. Here we are tied at 7. Nebraska and Texas in the first ever Dr. Pepper Big 12 championship meeting. 2 teams did not play during the regular season of the Big 12. Texas, a winner of the South, virtually in a win-or-go-home situation over the last month. Nebraska and Colorado played for the Northern Division title a week ago, Let's see where Brown rocks this one. Oh, my. What a leg. Bring it out on the 20-yard line, and let's see what kind of a tune James Brown is singing this time. You know, one thing our crack stats man, George Hill, says that running back's name at BYU is Ronnie Jenkins. We'll take his word for it.
All right. Jackaroo. Brent, let's update you on a couple of Nebraska Cornhusker injuries. Sheldon Jackson has a slightly strained right knee. They put a hinge brace on it. But more importantly, right here, Scott Cross, during that last series, actually lacerated his chin. The doctors went over and looked at it, decided not to put any stitches in, but rather what they've done is they've numbed it and added a bunch of butterfly bandages, patted it, and he'll be back out.
To run this offense, you've got to be a tough kid.
And Frost is that. 1st and 10 for Brown and the Horns. Adams, the motion receiver. Brown looking back at him on a screen. Flanker screen read beautifully that time by Mike Fullman, the cornerback, the senior, coming up to make the stop.
There's a kid, one of the Nebraska walk-ons, getting his opportunity to play. They have a number of them on their roster, and that play right there proves that he can play.
The end of the first quarter. The Dr. Pepper Big 12 Championship. Nebraska and Texas are even at 7 apiece. We'll be right back.
This is the Pontiac Bonneville, one of the world's most powerful sports sedans. The luxury of the driver's command center surrounds you with 12-way adjustable seats, steering wheel stereo controls, and a powerful supercharged engine. Order this free video information kit and see for yourself why J.D. Power and Associates rank Bonneville most appealing premium midsize car. Just call 1-800-443-4444.
At Transamerica, we've helped 1 million people live a better life with consumer loans, and millions more plan for retirement. We've provided the security of life insurance for 15 million lives, and provided millions to finance educations. We also underwrite hopes and dreams. Transamerica. Life insurance, retirement plans, commercial and consumer loans.
For sale. Ideas. 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 Also known as innovations, inventions, and breakthroughs from Bell Labs. Get 'em while they're hot. Lucent Technologies. We make the things that make communications work.
These two VCRs are identical, but the one on the right has something the other one doesn't. A lower price. Circuit City. You can't find a lower price. We guarantee it. Get more boombox for your buck. Circuit City. You can't find a lower price. We guarantee it.
With the Terrell Farley suspension, Mike Mentor a week ago playing that rush linebacking spot. He has been lining up back in that rover position, taking a look at the formation, and then adjusting accordingly as McBride attempts to camouflage how he's using his defensive backfield. Now you can see Mentor. He'll walk up right behind the umpire, sort of flex off the line, a linebacking position now. And this is 2nd and 13. Penalty flag is thrown. Brown sideline incomplete, but there is a penalty flag, which was thrown by the linesman, Ron Underwood. So 5 yards for the Horns, and we can take a look at the first quarter numbers. One thing is apparent, that the Longhorns have moved the ball in the air.
Yes, they have, and then you know, they're down there in position
5-yard penalty, 2-second down.
to either get the touchdown or a field goal, and they turn it over, and Nebraska drives the length of the field with that turnover. Other than that, you see, Texas has to be very pleased with the combination of being able to run and pass so far in that first quarter.
Well, after the penalty is measured off, it'll be 2nd down again, but only 8 yards for the Horns. And they come out with a slot to the right. McGarity, the slot receiver. Stokes backs away from him. Brown, Williams bounces left. Nothing doing.
plays. You know, he qualified for the state meet in high school in the 100 meters, and here he is playing outside linebacker.
Well, Minter also had a huge hand in that along with Williams. It was Minter. Watch him come from the other side on this play as he dips in, and here's the speed. This is the reason why McBride used him at that rush linebacking spot.
You bet. You know, I won't be surprised now to see the quarterback start one way and keep the ball and come back outside under or behind those down-the-line rushers, Brent.
Yeah, that will take care of that in a hurry. 3rd and 9. Brown, offensive line, holds, fires deep, high, incomplete, and sort of a miscommunication on that play, but Brown made sure he did not chuck his second interception. Interesting how one play can change the tone of a football game, as Brown's interception and the end zone obviously did this one.
You have not heard Wistrom's name. Look at this. They got 2 guys over there blocking him. They are going to try to prevent, with any coverage, of allowing someone to block him one-on-one. They're always going to try to help.
Mark Schultes. Mike Coleman.
Ooh, nice play.
Back to return this. Moves up at the 36 cutback. And when we come back, Nebraska will have the ball on their own 44-yard line. Nebraska and Texas are tied in the Dr. Pepper Big 12 Championship.
Pressure's hotline, what's your problem?
We're stuck with skunky beer.
So it's not Budweiser?
No.
Remain calm, sir. We're on our way.
Next time, look for this.
New Born on Dating from Budweiser, because fresh beer tastes better.
Pressure's hotline.
Could we order some Chinese?
It's over, Decker. Give me the disc.
Forget something!
The Black & Decker Workmate, now with a larger work surface and one-handed clamping.
Show off.
Workmate by Black & Decker.
What now? You're using the wrong tool.
Ford F-Series with the world's only standard 3rd door. And available new 5.4-liter Triton V8 for even more torque and horsepower.
Now you got all your holes dug, huh?
The new Ford F-Series, built Ford tough.
College basketball's best hit the hardwood. The Michigan Wolverines take on the Duke Blue Devils or other regional action. It's Payne Weber College basketball tomorrow on ABC.
Brent Musburger back with Dick Vermeil and Jack Arute. Nebraska and Texas are tied. We're looking from behind D'Angelo Evans, number 4. The freshman I-back from Wichita, Kansas. And Frost using Schuster, Brian Schuster out of Fullerton, Nebraska, the fullback here on 1st down. We're going to talk a little bit about Evans because he's the workhorse in that backfield. 7 carries for 18 yards and, of course, the touchdown. But his big play of the game was the screen pass he caught for 25 yards. And there will be a question as to whether or not the freshman could hold up here through 4 quarters. Again, Amon Green is not here. Benning is not completely healthy. Jay Sims could spell Evans if they need another I-back. And here comes D'Angelo running behind the left side to the 49-yard line. This is going to leave them in 3rd and a little over 4 with Dusty Renfro making another stop.
You know, Dusty Renfro has made a number of stops already. He's an awfully good football player for a sophomore out of Alvarado, Texas. I watched him against A&M, and he did the same thing. He has a real good instinct, and he beat out last year's returning starter in Kyle Richardson, so he must be a good football player.
There's a fusion on the Nebraska sideline. The wide receivers weren't certain, but I think Holbein, number 5, far out, and now Frost makes sure he has got the signal. He runs the option. Fumble! Texas goes for it. There's the fumble on the option, and it was number 49, Aaron Humphrey, out of Lubbock, Texas, who pounces on the ball, knocked free by Chris Akins.
Well, Chris Akins got the inside penetration. See, now he got underneath Chris Dishman, number 75, the right side of the field. See, he's coming out there in a zone blocking principle, meaning he thinks he has help to the inside. He didn't get help to the inside. Penetration, bad pitch. That's how you stop the option. And a nice job by Akins. And I visited with him, Brent, and he told me he really respects the ability of these inside offensive linemen.
McBride rotating defensive linemen again, which means that Mike Rucker is over there on the right side. Chad Kelsey over here on the left defensive side for the Huskers. Goes down for Brown. Ricky Williams steps, looks for a hole, and makes his way to the 32-yard line. Ricky Williams is such an interesting story. Here's a young man in the Philadelphia Philly organization, one of the fastest players in that organization. The Phillies, because they signed him to a professional contract, also pick up his scholarship tab at Austin. He will stay in school through the spring and spring practice as he comes out. Then he will play baseball next summer. He has used up his one semester of baseball playing time, if you will, as he did last year. Fine young man. Second down and 4 from the 32. Option pass. It's Mitchell. Throws deep. Incomplete. And he had Matt Davis wide open. Would have broke it free. The only thing I got to second guess John McAfee. John, don't take the baseball player out when you want to throw the option, baby. Stick with Ricky in there.
He completed it on the practice field on Tuesday.
Ricky or this guy?
No, this guy. Maybe he can't throw under pressure. That's it. Needs more passing drills. It wasn't a beautiful throw. But see, you get the run force up there. People read and run on that weak side toss. Got what he wanted. He just didn't throw it accurately.
Well, it leaves the Hornets with a 3rd and 4. Split backs. Ricky's back in the game. Sean Mitchell.
They're blitzing inside.
Fire quick on the blitz, incomplete. And Jason Peter coming in a big-time hurry. Broken hand and all.
They just loaded up 4 people to one side. It's really tough to pick up 4 people to one side, especially opposite the tight end side of the ball. And they just brought them. You'll see this from the end zone. Here they are right here, 3, 4, and there's one more to the outside. Here they come, and oh, Minder did that last week as well, jump over the blocker.
Here comes the long field goal by Phil Dawson. 49er, it's inside, it's on carpet. He has a long leg. You've got to give him a chance. Good hold. Ball was on the carpet, and Dawson did the rest. Very, very well done by Mark Schultes, the holder, who was able to get that ball in position for Phil Dawson, the junior from Dallas, who puts the Longhorns ahead of Nebraska for the 2nd time today.
Here we go.
You fill me with passion, like you know, like you know. Sweet song, yeah. You're a part of me. That's the heart of me. Dr. Pepper, you're a part of me.
While the Ford Contour is an engineering marvel on paper, who wants to stay home and read the paper? Experience the quick reflex multi-valve moves of a very different four-door sedan. Ford Contour. One drive will surprise you.
Watch the quick hands here of holder Mark Schultes. He's the punter. Now watch, the ball's going to be down on the carpet. Calmly, quickly gets it up. laces toward the goalpost, and Dawson does the rest. So Texas, which led 7-0, Nebraska then tied the score on D'Angelo Evans' touchdown. But now, on the Dawson field goal, it is 10-7. And you were saying that Dawson has a great long-range accuracy record.
He does, Brent. You know, I studied his entire career, and he has made 20 of 32 outside 40, which gives him a 62% average. NFL average outside 40 is only 59%. That's darn good kicking.
It's interesting that they use Chris Stockton, isn't it, on the kickoffs. He did a good job the last time. This time, that's out of bounds. That's not so good. That's coming out on the 35-yard line, and that gives Nebraska good starting position here, trailing by a field goal.
It gives Nebraska a good starting position and the defensive coordinator a headache. That is tough.
Joel Makovica, number 45, checks in at fullback in this series for the Cornhuskers, so we will be watching him as Frost comes in. And again, turnovers have resulted in the last 10 points of this game. Remember, Texas took the opening kickoff, marched in and went ahead 7-0. They were going in again. Then it was an interception, ball out on the 80 yards for Nebraska. Now, fumble on the option, and the Longhorns settle for the field goal that puts them ahead. So that's how we got to 10-7. Frost going to throw off the option look. Holbein diving catch at the 42-yard line.
You know, coming right out there, and they get in a spread formation, get you thinking option, come down and fake the option, trying to get the perimeter rotate up there, and then they just throw the high percentage quick hitch pass. Keep you loose out there. If they can keep that corner soft, meaning keep the defensive backs off there, they'll have a cushion to run that option outside.
You notice they're not challenging Westbrook very often over there on that other corner.
I think it's a good decision. You know, you're not a passing team.
Second down and 3, and this is Sims, who has replaced D'Angelo Evans. So one of the things that Coach Osborne was telling us yesterday, he thought that fatigue might become a factor in this game. He said outside in November, it is not, and it certainly wasn't last week, and we went basically with 11, 12 guys on the defensive side. But he said here we're going to need to rotate our men and try to keep them fresh for the second half of the game as Osborne calls the plays offensively for the Huskers, relies on that option look, has his team in a 3rd and 1 now with Makovica set in front of Sims. Sims, an awfully good-looking specimen, junior from Omaha Central. Here's the option. Frost now gives it to Sims, and Sims crashes into Texas territory. We're going to be seeing more at 31 after that run.
He's broken all the records in their performance index tests. You know, he's an older guy. He's 22 years old. Didn't go to school right away. And, you know, he's averaging 7.1 a carry, but he only gets to carry the ball once in a while. There's so many good football players. That was a good change-up call. Last 3rd and inches situation, they ran the quarterback sneak. This time they faked the fullback up inside, draw the linebackers in there, and then get outside the pitcher.
And Dick resulted in an 18-yard gain. Sheldon Jackson back on the field at tight end. Federal, the slot receiver for Nebraska. Sometimes Osborne prefers to throw on 1st down and come back running the rest of the way. Here he's going to stay on the ground with Sims and see what he's got. Another yard hanging behind the right side of that huge offensive line.
See, they call plays in packages, Brent, and meaning they get up and they call a play, and then they get up and see the defense, and they change the direction of the play or get to a different play. But that time, all they did is change the direction. They ran that to the left. I would have liked to see them run to the right from the defensive look that I saw here.
D'Angelo Evans checks back in, as does Schuster, the fullback. So a change. Now Federal. Texas out. And to bring Holbein in motion. Fake Evans, cross back, going to go middle, deep, end zone. Holbein, Westbrook there, defended the play all the way. Number 30 was all over the pass.
Good job of faking everything else, but, you know, it did not draw up the secondary. Now, Steve Bernstein told me, the defensive secondary coach, that they were really concentrating on keying the tight ends for run or pass. That time, the secondary must have keyed properly because they didn't come up there and get involved in that fake run.
Cheatham Wiggins is into the game for Scott Frost, who faces a passing situation here, you would think. 3rd and 9.
When they get in the shotgun, though, they can run the option, they can run the draw, and they also run the counter from it.
They showed that shotgun look. Inside shuffle, and it's D'Angelo to the 33-yard line. So it's long field goal time, you would think, now for the Cornhuskers.
Well, Chris Brown is 1 for 1 outside of 50 yards this year. He's got a good leg. He can kick it longer. He just hasn't kicked as accurately. He's the guy that's been kicking it out of the back of the end zone. So, I mean, he has that kind of leg.
He's going to need it here, Coach. This is a 51-yarder.
His career long is 50.
So Federal, the holder, they faked one last week against Colorado, ran the option. They have an inside shuttle, too, but they're going to try the long one. And indoors, look at that leg. Woo! Both field goal kickers on the money.
You love kickers when they can hit those big ones. And this guy is an athlete. Good, tough guy. He's good enough to be a backup quarterback for him. He bangs it home. Good pressure up inside, but he gets the ball up high right away. He missed a critical one last week against Colorado. He didn't miss this critical one.
Chris Brown with a 51-yarder. Ties our Dr. Pepper Big 12 championship at 10, and it's a Dr. Pepper kind of day here on ABC. Next, we'll go to Las Vegas. Might want to spike the Dr. Pepper out there, huh, boys?
Speak for yourself.
Well, yes. And then coming up next, after that, the third of our triple header, it is the SEC championship presented by Dr. Pepper. Florida against Alabama. It'll be interesting to see how the Gators come back. Steve Spurrier has done a good job with that team. He's had to rebuild his offensive line twice this year. The loss of that center really had to hurt that team. And Alabama with Gene Stallings calling it a career at Bama. He'll do the job defensively down there if he's got the firepower.
The only experience the Florida team doesn't have is coming back after losses. You know, they don't lose many.
Well, that scoring drive for the 51-yarder, remember, started at 35 after the kickoff. Went out of bounds. They'll let Brown kick this off high into the arms of Adams. Coming out, 10. Ooh, not a good decision. Down at the 14-yard line, and that's the kind of play made there by List that can really give your defense a huge lift. Number 29 coming in and doing the job. Let's go down below to Jackaroo, Jack.
Hey, Brent, it's been a good week financially for Coach John Makovic. Listen to this. Under the terms of his contract, he receives a $75,000 bonus for advancing to today's Big 12 championship game. Now, if he wins, he'll receive another $50,000 bonus, and if a bowl bid comes his way, they get another $250,000. How'd you like a $150,000 payday in 1 week?
I guess he doesn't have to share that with the players either.
I tell you, you can't pay a guy like that enough.
First down and 10. James Brown is quarterback for the slot formation over to the left. They'll run the draw play off of it. And Williams, breaking the first tackle, is down at the 19-yard line. Mike Rucker back in that game, number 84.
You can see why they think he compares favorably with Earl Campbell. He can pull out of tackles. That time, on the line of scrimmage, somebody has him by the feet. He doesn't fall forward. He just lifts him right up and keeps right on going. That's why they call him Little Earl. He's no baseball player, I'll tell you that. He's a football player.
Second down and 4. Short drop on the slant. Beautiful for the first down. Out to the 39-yard line. And he put the ball in the hands of Wayne McGarity. Coach, what did you see about McGarity when you were watching tapes that you liked?
Well, they put him in the slot against A&M, and they ran post patterns and combination routes to him, and he was devastating because that put him on in A&M's package on a safety, and he whipped them, and each time they got him beat. Lo and behold, Brown laid it right in there.
Coach, what are they doing against Wistrom, who's back on the field? He's been somewhat quiet here today.
They've been doubling with the guard coming out inside and the center sliding that way, or else they keep the running back over there.
Well, Wistrom is back on the field on this first down for the Horns. They'll run away from him this time. And they bust one. Touchdown, Texas. Oh, baby. There'll be no catching the Priest this time. "61 yards, and Priest Holmes has put his second touchdown on the board."
Nothing fancy about that play. Again, it's a play that allows linemen to block down and shut the defense off inside. Then they kick out and pull a guard around, and it was right there. Can't ask for better execution than that. But you need a fullback that will block when you run a play like that.
Stays in on the kicking team after going 61 yards. So we have a 51-yard field goal, followed by a 61-yard touchdown run. And Dawson adds it. And for the third time today, Texas, which came into this game a 3-touchdown underdog, leads the mighty Cornhuskers. Timeout.
I feel very safe in this car.
People love talking about Ford Taurus.
I mainly bought it for safety and security.
I like the way it looks.
This car has everything I need to fit my lifestyle. Feels safe, reassuring.
It handles well, it hugs the road. I can turn on a dime.
I finally found a manufacturer who listens to the customer.
Ford Taurus, the best-selling car in America, starting at $18,545.
It's forward-moving, forward-thinking, and I love being a part of that.
You can't beat it. Took it to the next level.
Big 12. Togetherness. Cool, huh? The University of Texas at Austin, a place that towers in the memory, transforming lives from the very beginning. Classic, timeless, always excellent, always competitive. The University of Texas at Austin, top-ranked degree programs, cutting-edge technology, a community of scholars, working to stay a dream ahead, towering in strength and pride. The University of Texas at Austin.
Dr. Pepper Big 12 Championship on ABC, brought to you by Dr. Pepper and your local Dr. Pepper bottler. Dr. Pepper is just what the doctor ordered. And the all-new Ford F-150. Strength after strength after strength.
Good block from the left side of your screen on Tomics. The fullback kicks him out right there. Then the other key was the block of Dan Neal inside. Right number 69 just walls off the defense inside there, and there's that little crack in the old power old play, and he takes it the distance. And I'll tell you, Nebraska hasn't given up many long runs.
Well, a little bit straighter on the kickoff, and almost out of the end zone. That's the best kickoff for the Horns here today.
That's the second 80-yard scoring drive of the day. These guys have been doing that all year. They have many over 70 yards.
Well, tomorrow on the network, America's Funniest Home Videos, Lois and Clark, and then Wesley Snipes in the movie Passenger 57. That's all tomorrow on ABC. 17-10. Texas leading behind John Makovic's play calling over here on the near side, matching wits with Tom Osborne, the wizard of national championships. He's won 2 in a row. No college football team has ever captured 3 straight. Nebraska hopes to do it, but to get a chance, they've got to come back to this one. Here's the Angelo Evans swinging over to the left. He was following Adam True, his big left tackle, to the 24-yard line.
Boy, those big tackles, Brent, it's amazing how mobile they are. They can get all the way out. Now, Adam True that time was playing in the right tackle position rather than the left tackle. That's the first time I have ever seen that. And we've seen these guys a few times, and I've seen them on tape, but I've never seen them play over on the right side. Now, I wonder what's wrong with Eric Anderson. Is it part of their substitution program, or is something wrong with Eric Anderson?
Dusty Renfro, great Texas man. Made the stop that time. Second down and 7. Ross going to throw it, as all day. Fires out to Cheatham. Cheatham slipping, has the first down for the Cornhuskers, and he'll go down at the 34-yard line. Jackaroo, how noisy is it on the floor of the Transworld Dome here in St. Louis?
Well, Brent, as indoor facilities go, it's pretty noisy. Part of the reason, I believe, is because of the type of ceiling that's used here. But, you know, one of the problems that Scott Frost has is he has a type of voice that does not carry in the noise. So what the coach, Tom Osborne, and his staff have done is they practice with crowd noise, and they use a lot of hand signals. Because as you said, Coach Vermeil, they like to check off and call which side they're going to go at the line of scrimmage.
Frost eyes that defense. There is the hand signal Jack told you about. This is Evans, comes to the right. Got a crushing block over there by number 75, Chris Dishman, the senior guard.
What's amazing about Dishman this time, now they have him playing left tackle, Brent, all the way over on this side, and he'll pull all the way outside. A big man like that at 310 pounds, the guard does a nice job. Now see, he got all the way around the corner, mobile enough to go down and cut block. What a fine football player, Chris Dishman. Look at him, he's even handsome.
Coach likes to get carried away. Second down and 2. And Frost changing it up at the line.
His wife and daughter think so, I'll tell you that.
And now Evans steps through that hole. This will be close here to a first down. He might have been met short of it. Let's see what the officials do with the football.
Look at the offensive line. They're all listening for the audible. Now I got it. Now they're getting ready to play. Now they pull and get over. See, they were waiting for the directional call. And that big old number 77, Adam True, he's 300 pounds as well. Where's the beep? There it is, right in the middle of your screen.
Chains are coming out to measure this one.
Milt Tenopur, the offensive line coach, been there for 23 years, moving guys around, rotating people in there, making sure they're going to be fresh for that second half. Because they pull those guys, and those big, the big rear end guys, they could get tired.
Texas leading Nebraska 17-10 with 5.5 minutes to go in the first half. Tom Osborne, who was an opponent of the Big 12 championship game, and he's probably saying to himself, I was right. We didn't need this. First down and 10. After the measurement, the ball close to the 45-yard line, and that is the fullback pounding to the Texas 49-yard line. Now there was an efficient fullback run.
Boy, he is a tough guy. Pre-med student, 3.9 GPA. Walk on. Here he is playing high school football, Brent. 8-man football. Have you ever seen an 8-man team play? I never have. I don't play for Montana.
Yeah, there's some up on the High Line.
Yeah.
They play some 8-man football up in there.
Well, they send great students out of those programs because there's one of them carrying the ball.
Doesn't Texas also, some of those small schools?
I would imagine.
They play every other kind of football down in Texas. Second down and 4. Sims back in the game. Frost breaks it off. Shows his athletic ability by making the most of that busted play to the 42-yard line. First down, Nebraska.
Great quickness and reading ability of Scott Frost. They cross-blocked on the left side of the offensive line that time. Blocked the tackle down, pulled the guard. Now you'll see what I'm talking about. 75 blocks down. Out comes the guard, 67, Aaron Taylor, and he reacts right up inside that. That hole's big enough for you to run through, Musburger.
Be careful.
I don't know if you're that quick, but it was big enough.
Take me about a year to get through that. First down and 10.
Gotta get you in shape
42 yards. Not going to have a lot of time. Here's a play fake now to Sims, and Frost under fire. Throws it incomplete, and it'll be second and 10. Let's get out to Jack Arute and find out about Anderson. Jack?
Well, guys, Anderson is not hurt, but I think that this is part of that whole fatigue factor. As I've watched especially the defense come off the field, they're maybe just a half step slower coming off the field than they were a week ago. Now, you alluded to the fact that when it's warm, and it is here inside, and I asked the trainers what they're doing, and they said, we're going to try and give as much water as possible, and they're concerned as well. Flu has been running rampant throughout the Husker team.
Second down and 10. Evans, the eye back behind Makovica. Evans, left side, bolts through to the 32-yard line.
They're starting to come off the ball now. This group is coming off the ball. That was again a counter play. They're cutting off penetration, sealing people off inside, and up. You'll see the left side again. You'll see the right side pull. The left side blocks down and seals it. You got a good kick out block right there by number 64. The other tackle pulls through, and you're giving the ball to the right kind of guy.
This is the kind of drive that takes its toll on a defensive unit. This is simply pounding away. First and 10 from the 31. Frost with the option, keeps it, and He gets wrapped up by Humphrey. Aaron Humphrey is perhaps the best of their linebacking core, and he demonstrated some strength that time. He didn't let go.
You know, and Aaron Humphrey is a true freshman. This defensive team struggled early and got better later, and it drove Gary Darnell, the coordinator, crazy. But there are a lot of young kids. There's two true freshmen starting in there right now, and some others backing up and playing. When you have that many young kids in there, it's going to take a while.
Second down and 7. Sheldon Jackson, tight end, checking in here for the Huskers. Nebraska trails Texas by 7, 17-10. Ball at the 29-yard line of the Horns. Evans, the lone running back, to show blitz. Ross keeps it. He bangs like a fullback down to the 23-yard line, and Trey Thomas, the strong safety.
Good quarterback draw. See, and they also were anticipating man coverage because they swung the running back to the wide side of the field to try to pull the linebacker that might be assigned to him in a man coverage and then run the draw off inside. The Longhorns have to come up with a change-up, some kind of a change-up front right now because the front is starting to be handled.
Third down and a long one. Toss. Evans tripped up, slips free. First down, gone. Touchdown, Nebraska.
The whole key to that play was the block by the wide receiver who was in a third back play, and he did a nice job of cutting the outside backer. Johnny Vedro did a nice job. Boy, these receivers block. They come in and play as running backs and block. They line up outside as wide receivers and block.
Tied again. So, Coach, D'Angelo Evans, 13 carries, 69 yards, 2 touchdowns. Is there a trophy in his future?
I think so, and you're going to create it if you get the opportunity. I saw a strength coach today, Boyd Epley, performance coach. He said this guy squatted with 515 pounds 3 times. Look at those leg strength. He can pull, and true freshman, he runs through people. He's a dandy.
A young man from Wichita, Kansas. Well, let's check in with John Saunders back in New York and see what's ahead at halftime. John?
Brent, coming up on Valvoline Halftime 96, we'll look back at this first half. You said Texas had a chance and they've played well.
Yeah, they're doing what they have to do. They're running the ball and they're playing pretty good on defense. Nebraska's showing some resiliency right now, though.
All right, also the WAC championship, BYU against Wyoming, and we'll profile probably the best player you've never heard of, Marcus Harris of Wyoming. Right now, Brent, let's take it back to you.
Yeah, John, Marcus Harris, outstanding wide receiver, and I'm sure that BYU, they've got a defensive back out at BYU, as I recall his name was Omar Morgan. We had him early in this year, and I'm sure that Morgan is very aware of Harris and that wide open cowboy offense that'll be teeing off. That's going to be a freewheeling game. BYU, of course, in a drive for a possible Alliance Bowl spot. And here is Brown, 51-yard field goal and all. That's Mike Adams, a splendid wide receiver from Austin and the Longhorns. Back with Sean Mitchell. High kick. Brown at the goal line. 10. Hole in the middle. That was Mike Adams, I should say. Let me correct myself. I was thinking about James Brown coming out here to quarterback the team. And that's his favorite target there, Mike Adams, and he'll be one of the highly drafted wide receivers, I'm sure, this year. Here comes number 5 out.
And I really like Mike Adams. I've seen him a number of times, Brent, on tape, go make the long layout type catch that's in front of him. We saw him do it last year against A&M. He made the same kind of catch this last week. He has the ability to anticipate and leap and dive forward and take the ball out of the air. Very skilled young man.
Coach, did you expect this one to be a high-scoring affair like we got so far?
No, I didn't.
Wild. 17 all, 1st and 10. Texas has been up 3 times. There it is. There's the man you like going out of bounds on that far side. First down. Mike Adams, a senior out of Arlington, Texas.
Charlie McBride, defensive coordinator at Nebraska, doing a little smart thing right now. He's taking the inside linebackers and moving them up in the line of scrimmage there, making Texas be concerned about pulling linemen out of there because they might be able to run through at that position. There's Mr. McBride. He's Dr. Defense in Nebraska. Actually, Dr. Defense in college football right now.
I'd say.
See how they're walking linebackers?
They'll run the toss, and here's Holmes on a cutback. He scored twice. Free again. And he is to midfield.
Again, quick count, they weren't ready. See, that quick count is not used enough. You've heard me say that many times. And Holmes was the value MVP in the Sun Bowl a couple years ago. Got a knee injury and missed the whole year last year. They toss it right up there. See, they're in an up stance. Now they takes it home. Upfield. He stretches the defense. He gets it backside. Good running ability.
By the time the game's over, he's going to be a Cardinal. Ball's at midfield. First down. Brown fires far side, and he's got number 83, Adams again.
He's in the right town to be a Cardinal.
Guess I wasn't thinking about that kind of a Cardinal, but anyway, that'll work.
I coached against John McAfee when he was in Dallas on the coaching staff there, and got to know him through those years. And after presenting a team, another game we presented when Illinois played Colorado, #1 team in the country, and they beat him. William Verduzco playing quarterback.
Jason Verduzco. Former high school wrestler. Yeah. Mighty Mike that day up in Champaign. Second down and 2. Now Brown going to go deep right side. Adams breaks free, incomplete, and he overthrew him. And the defender on that side was Michael Booker, and he had Adams like a glove. Two of the best defensive backs in college football. Neither of them get much action because they simply stay away from Booker, like they do on the other side when his former high school teammate Westbrook is playing. I said to Westbrook, I said, when you and Booker were there at Oceanside playing the corners, how many touchdown passes did they throw against you seniors? He said 1. And he said it was Booker's fault.
Well, Westbrook's only given up 3 in his career. Here, he gave up 1 this year.
First down and 2.
His fault, not mine.
Ricky Williams offset to the left. And here comes Holmes. First down to the 36-yard line.
They're getting some real good play out of some young, inexperienced offensive linemen. Ben Adams, that time, a big sophomore, pulled across the line of scrimmage and got a real nice block that allowed that play to go up inside.
Minute and a half coming down to here in the first half. 34 points scored. Brown got one-on-one. Moves Adams, goes to him, and Booker gets a penalty. Interference. He never turned around to check the ball. In college football, remember, it's not the spot of the penalty. You're going to get a 15-yarder. But it is an automatic first down, and Tom Osborne saying, wait a minute, that's not illegal.
Tight bump and run, and Booker plays bump and run real well. Physically, the ball's coming in. As you said, he doesn't look back right there. And it hits him right on the shoulder, and he knocks him down. Unlike the NFL, that'll just be a 15-yard penalty.
Interference on the defense. 15-yard penalty, first down.
He doesn't like that call. Look back a little sooner, and they may not call it.
You know, when we're speaking about the NFL, Lawrence Phillips, the former controversial running back, actually from Nebraska, great talent. He wound up a career in controversy. He plays here for the Rams, and I've watched him on occasion, and he's coming around, folks. I know his numbers are not all that good, not like Eddie George down in Houston. But get that knee healthy and watch Lawrence Phillips in a couple of years, and he could be a good one yet. First down and 10. The ball is at the 22-yard line, and Brown in trouble. And that's what he does. Escape. Cuts back beautifully. Boy, did he save a big loss that time as he made his way to the 19-yard line, and a timeout is going to be called here.
See, they ran what they call in zone blitz. They brought the outside linebackers and dropped the lineman out of there. And with the lineman dropping out of there, it actually gave him a spot to run up inside. He breaks back up in there to the left, where the defender had dropped out to play pass defense.
Well, we'll take a break and come right back to St. Louis.
ABC Sunday is the movie event with non-stop adventure. The danger explodes at 30,000 feet. Wesley Snipes is Passenger 57, ABC Sunday.
Tuesday, now that Brad's growing up, Tim's got to find a new buddy.
In the mood for a little block sanding tonight?
Spend some time talking to me first.
I'll do it myself.
Home improvement. And when the city's favorite police dog goes to that fire hydrant in the sky, Mike gives the eulogy.
Man was his best friend. And as far as hobbies, licking himself.
Spin City, ABC, Tuesday.
Well, because of the penalty, John Mackovic and the Longhorns are certainly in field goal position, if nothing else. Now, they've got 1:18 and a couple of timeouts to go, and I think the one thing you have to remind Brown of is he's so eager to accomplish something. Don't throw another costly interception. He threw one down in the end zone because they're within range of taking a 2017 lead into the locker room. Now, on the other side, Dick, will McBride attempt to take it away here, try to steal the football at all costs for Osborne?
Well, they're an aggressive defense. They're not going to change personality in this situation, Brent. They're going to cut pressure. And they're not getting the pressure they normally get with the defensive linemen because of the blocking scheme right now. So they're going to have to get some pressure with some linebackers.
Mackovic would love to have another touchdown. Well, that might be asking too much against this defense. Let's see. Second down and 9. Use motion to the right. Brown back. Intercept. Beautiful play by the receiver. That ball was deflected up in the air by Fitzgerald, and as he whacked into that defensive back, he was like a defensive player, and he may have saved an interception. Mike Minter was coming up on the play, and Fitzgerald got a lick in on him.
He threw that ball a little bit hard. 81, bottom of your screen. He's going to run a crossing pattern. He goes under the linebacker. He fires it right there. It hits him in the back of the shoulder pad right there, and he couldn't get turned around to make the play.
You bet. Fitzgerald made a great play on that. There is no question that ball would have been intercepted. Third down and 9. The ball at the Cornhusker 20-yard line. Brown, fire, diving attempt there at the 14-yard line, and it's going to be marked right there. And there is the young man, Pat Fitzgerald, the senior, and he makes a heck of a catch on that ball. Timeout, Texas.
Well, McBride did come with the pressure. He blitzed Hess up inside to get the 5 rushers up in the middle. But he still got rid of the football. Ted Fitzgerald, smart play. You know, he's one of the National Football Foundation Scholar Athlete winners going to receive the award Tuesday night in New York. So he's a smart guy.
You know how wacky I am.
Yes, I do. I've been with you a long time.
There is his record. Fitzgerald has made back-to-back outstanding plays. First, he saves an interception. Then he makes a diving catch to get the ball inside the 15-yard line. It is 4th down and makeable for a first down. I would think right here, except that there was a timeout, but I'd be thinking about a fake field goal. We've seen some dandies in college football.
I know we have. But last week we saw a good one when Nebraska executed it.
They're sending the first unit offense back out there with 1:04.
I'm a second guesser. I'll probably make it, but I would pick it. That's how conservative I am.
Well, here they come. Here comes Dawson onto the field.
Okay. Maybe, I'll bet you someone talked Mackovic out of it because he's a high-risk guy. He goes after you. He never stops.
The ball is at the 13-yard line, they say officially. 4th down and 2, and so Nebraska uses a timeout here with 1:04 left in the clock. Well, next we'll send you out to Las Vegas, Wyoming, and BYU. Another great passing attack. Steve Sarkisian. Hope you've had a chance to check him out. Wyoming's not so bad either. And that's their splendid wide receiver, Marcus Harris. In 11 games, folks, listen to Harris's numbers. 103 catches, 1,532 yards, and 13 touchdowns. Not typographical errors. Not bad numbers.
No, he's a finalist, one of the 3 finalists for the Blitnikoff Award.
Now, with that late switch by bringing Dawson onto the field, Jacker Root, they forced Nebraska into calling and using a timeout here.
Absolutely, Brett. And Dawson is one of those guys that in high school played the offensive line, in fact, every position. The only reason he's a kicker in college is he said, I was too small to play the offensive line. He still works out with the O-line lifting, but he says, I got plenty of leg to make this one.
You bet he does.
So the 30-yarder that would put the Horns ahead with 1 minute left here in the first half. This would be the 4th time that they have led in the game, and there it is.
I think that was a good, sound decision. Your defense is playing halfway decent. You should have scored earlier on either field goal when they turned it going the other way. Boy, good leaping ability by those defenders.
I'm going to tell you, we're going to send somebody down to the Nebraska staff and ask them when the last time was the Cornhuskers had to come from behind 4 times. They are now trailing 20-17. They were down 7-0. They were down 10-7. Then they were down 17-10. And here it is, 2017.
I'll promise you this. There's no one on the bench that's done it. I don't think there's been anybody that's put him in that situation. 46-2 over the last 4 years. That's an NCAA record. When would you be coming from behind 4 or 5 times?
Well, then tonight, the Southeastern Conference Championship presented by Dr. Pepper. Florida, high-powered as always. Danny Werfel. He took a beating, but he kept on coming against Florida State. Alabama, Freddie Kitchens. An improving quarterback, they say, and that's tonight. Florida against Alabama in the SEC Championship presented by Dr. Pepper. So at halftime, why don't you get yourself an ice-cold Dr. Pepper, sit there and enjoy Todd and John and get their insights into the game.
Gene Stallings, last game, is the head coach at Alabama, right? Unless they're going on into the bowl game. But
he'll coach the bowl game.
He'll coach the bowl game. But good man.
A minute to go now, and Stockton has been handling the kickoffs.
You can cover those high kickoffs like that. That was up in the air. Good hang time.
Benning decides to bring it from 3 yards deep. 15, 20, and he's out to the 25-yard line, where it will be 53 seconds for Frost.
I think Benning wanted to prove to the coaches that he is healthy. Remember, he's hurt his ankle last week. He practiced just a little bit this week. I saw him yesterday. He said he was ready to go. The coaches didn't know. Maybe that kind of effort right there, showed the coaches that he is ready to go.
You know, little things mean a lot. And Texas making Nebraska burn that timeout means the Cornhuskers have only 1 timeout to work with, and that certainly restricts an offense for 53 seconds to go. Frost hangs on to the 30-yard line. Chris Aikens making the stop. Well, we got the $1 million challenge coming up at halftime. We got a fan who's going to attempt a 45-yard field goal. And when we come back, we will have an opportunity to show that to you. Here's Frost from the shotgun, firing incomplete. The other side of D'Angelo Evans, who was reaching back on the play, and now it's going to be third. There's Thomas Briggs, the Dr. Pepper designated. Look at him, confident, ready to go. Come on, Thomas. 1 kick for $1 million, big fella. Let's make it. We know what he did yesterday, folks, when he came out. First thing, he sat on the bench, said howdy, sat down, took his cowboy boots off.
Yes, he did. I'll tell you this. But I wouldn't want to kick him for my football team. I watched him kick.
Come on, let's be nice. We're coming into the Christmas season. 3rd down and 5. Angelo spinning, twisting, out to the 38-yard line in the final 19 seconds. So this was him practicing.
Here's your former kicker.
That's Jeff Ward, right?
Yeah.
No, he said, now just get the follow through. Now here we are.
Best way to coach a kicker is tape an aspirin to his forehead.
Meanwhile,
that's all golf
look, here's Frost scrambling in the final seconds. So now we watched the lesson. We watched Ward's lesson as the final seconds tick away. That's the end of the half. Now, all right. Remember, coming up at halftime, it's for real. Got to get a little more drive, and they backed him up a few yards, so we'll see. Uh-oh, he said, now he's ready. For $1 million.
You better drink a lot of Dr. Pepper.
45-yard field goal. What do you think
In the beginning?
Well, a little bit, but James plays well for us. He's made a lot of big plays. Our offense is doing well. I really think our defense is playing well also, though. Good luck to you. Thank you.
All right, thank you very much. You know, Coach, one of the other things we should remember about Makovic, like Landry, they always keep plays in their saddlebag for the second half.
Last week against A&M, he didn't start running the counter play, which has been so effective in the first half, until the second half, and ate him alive. He saved stuff.
Speaking of Nebraska, was it Mike Tyson who once said
everybody's got a game plan until you're hit in the mouth? I think it was Iron Mike.
You would know better than me.
Well, that means Nebraska here has been hit in the mouth, ladies and gentlemen. And let's see how they react.
I think they would be wise, Brent, to try to maintain ball control, because Texas offense rather has the defense shaken just a little bit. You know, they moved the ball awfully well. 265 yards there in that first half. Good balance running and passing.
Stockton kicking it off as James Brown's talking upstairs. Now that's calm right there, folks. That's cool. We carry out a conversation, and we can still get loose.
He came by me in the practice field the other day, and I said, James, how's it going? He says, all I'm thinking about is winning.
Cheatham and Benning back deep as we start the second half of the Dr. Pepper Big 12 Championship. A bouncer, Benning at the 4-yard line. And the 20 looks for his crease. Good return. Excellent field position out at the 36-yard line. Now, we take a look at the numbers here from the first half.
Well, the big edge is the passing yards for Texas right here. That's a real plus. The other thing, they haven't been penalized. Nebraska has the time of possession edge, and I would suggest they keep trying to do that. Points off turnover, Nebraska 7, Texas 3. Pretty even football game. A little more balance in the run-pass ratio on the Texas side.
A field goal difference right now with the horns ahead. Option look. Ross going to make the toss now to Evans.
Did you see that?
Well, I was kind of...
Oh, my God.
I thought an animal was in pursuit of me, ladies and gentlemen. I thought you were about to bite me in the neck.
Vendrell, the outside wide receiver that came down and cracked, and I think the outside linebacker thought an animal hit him. Believe me, that he decked him. You know, they have many different grades for receivers blocking, but you can't do it any better than that.
Coach, who gets the deer, me or the dog?
You do. Holy mackerel, is that it? Bottom of your screen, here's number 25. Pow! Hello.
Second down and 2. Now Frost, hello. Down at the 39-yard line. How do you do? Big number 95. Ray Mosher from Kearney, Texas. A sophomore makes the play.
Yeah, a sophomore. One of those young guys. A sophomore defensive end, a true freshman defensive tackle, a junior defensive tackle, and a true freshman defensive end. So they're very young inside. They have lots to look forward to next year. Penetration has hurt the option each time. They've got to keep those inside gaps sealed.
3rd and 8. Bedwell and Holbein are off to Frost's right. D'Angelo Evans, the freshman from Wichita, Kansas, the I-back. Good time. Evans, right flat, beats the linebacker. First down, Nebraska. Coming over to make that stop was Tyson King, and Evans put a move on him.
Taking a look at Nebraska's first half possession, 3 and out initially, and then they get the nice 12-play touchdown. Beautiful drive. 3 plays and fumble, turn it over, in which Texas gets the field goal. 7-play field goal, 11-play touchdown. They really gain momentum in that second quarter. Now it's important that they carry it over here.
On first down, Evans bounces left, and again he is cut off. That play was very well defended that time, and that was Casey Hampton, the freshman, number 64, making another good play. And you can see our leaders here in the first half. Frost did not throw an interception, but he did have a bad pitch on one play. Evans, 77 yards, 2 touchdowns for the Huskers, and on defense, Stokes, the safety, 4 tackles, and an interception in the end zone that looms larger and larger as this day unfolds.
Come on, Dean. Come on, Dean.
Second down and 11. Frost, option look. Here it is. Evans cut off. Takes his way to the 48. That's about the original line of scrimmage, Coach.
Still not getting that pitch out there cleanly, Brent. That was thrown back on his left hip, and that prevented him from sprinting to the sideline and maybe getting outside into the perimeter.
Dick, it has seemed sometimes in watching Scott that he pitches it a little too quickly.
I think so, too. He did that definitely one time in the second quarter, and that time maybe he's got to take it right on. Put credit to defense. See, they're not putting pressure right in his face. They're using what they call a sweat technique, just making guess where you're going to come after it.
Well, here's a passing situation, 3rd and 10 for Frost. They set the screen, Evans, and nothing doing this time. Tyson King, who was beat earlier, comes up and makes the big hit here.
Well, he read it all the way. A lot of experience at this linebacker position. Number 50, Tyson King. He'll flash from the right side of your screen here. He reads it. This is his 38th start as a linebacker at Texas. He gets blocked initially. He reads it, comes inside out, does a real nice job of wrapping him up and getting him down. Big tackle. Very, very important defensive series for Texas to come in there and shut him out right now and try to maintain that control.
They were in on Jesse Cush when he punted in the first half. Horns put some heat on him. And they were coming again. There, Jesse's real good under pressure. There's the fair catch. And out of bounds, the 18, Mike Adams. So when we come back, Texas will have the ball and a 20-17 lead.
Together we are better than we could ever be alone. We'll be a team forever. The world is ours to own. You're a part of me, that's the heart of me. Dr. Pepper, you're a part of me.
Like a rock, I was strong as I could be. Like a rock, nothing ever got to me.
At the end of the day, there's only one full-size pickup that's best in initial quality.
Like a rock,
Chevy CK. It's a dirty job, but somebody's got to do it.
Only from Domino's, new garlic crunch crust pizza, roasted garlic. Baked right into our classic hand-tossed dough, then sprinkled with Parmesan crunchies all around the edge. It's a delicate blend of herbs and garlic in every bite of our delicious steaming crust. Call now and get a large one topping just $9.99. New garlic crunch crust for a limited time only.
we're hot and wild, call Domino's.
See how the WAC is won in a Wild West showdown. The BYU Cougars shoot it out with the Wyoming Cowboys in the WAC championship game next on ABC's College Football.
Texas first possession of the second half. Down in the end zone that is alive with a sea of red. Making it hard for any audible, but this play would have been called over on the sideline as the horns came out. Leading it 20-17 here in the Dr. Pepper Big 12 Championship. Countered back with number 3, Sean Mitchell.
See, now again, they're bringing that backside linebacker to chase the counter from behind, and Minner has the kind of speed to go ahead and do that. They're going to have to do something and and come back out there and make them worry about that type of play.
Priest Holmes, who was a standout here in the first half, checks into the game. He rushed for 97 yards, had a long run of 61, and he scored 2 touchdowns for Coach McAvick. He's back in that tailback spot. Williams offset on the right wing. Play fake. Brown steps away from pressure, comes middle, complete. Adams runs 3, 45, midfield, 45-40, and out of bounds at the 35-yard line.
Now they bought the rush, and the rush got wide upfield. But Adams stepped up, Brown rather stepped up inside that pocket, maintained his poise. There was no defensive tackle pressure, and found the crossing pattern. He was outside, he'll cross to the inside. See, they turn him loose back in there, must be playing an I&O, an inside and outside coverage on him, and there was no inside coverage. Loose zone, he picks it up and puts it down.
We saw that signal from McAvick. That's the signal for a 2 tight end formation. So Fitzgerald and Lewis dash onto the field, not hesitating after the 47-yard gain. Quick count. Here's Williams, sprints over to the left, looks for a seam, and he will be stopped at the 30-yard line. Picked up a couple of yards on the play before he would stop Eric Stokes.
You see what Makovic did then. You said it. Quick count. He went up there, 2 tight ends lined up, bang. He had the defense running, reeling a little bit. He comes out. He doesn't give him time to take a deep breath. Nobody does it much better than this guy.
He's one of the best play callers I've been around.
And game planners. Hey, it's not so much what you call, it's how you plan it.
Second down and 7. Ball's at the 30-yard line. The Huskers reeling with this outstanding defensive unit. Now Fitzgerald flexes to an H-back on that left side. Timeout. Brown saw something he didn't see, and the clock was coming down on him, and he realized rather than take a 5-yard penalty, he'd use up one of his 3 TOs. So a reminder, what's coming up on Monday night, it'll be the AFC West, the Kansas City Chiefs and the Oakland Raiders. I suppose when the season started, everyone would have expected that would have been a drive for a possible title, but the Denver Broncos just put everyone away in a hurry out there in the AFC West. That's Monday night, 9 p.m. Eastern time here on ABC.
You know, Carl Peterson, president, general manager of the Chiefs, came down here before game and said hello, and I asked him about the Raider team, and he said they've improved a lot. He says, I hope we're back on track and playing. It's going to be a tough football game, and a good one. That series has been a good one over a long period of time.
Jackaroo, what's up down there with Texas?
Well, Brent, you alluded to the fact that Ricky Williams is a 2-sport player. He took up baseball, he says, because he didn't like track. He didn't like the fact that you had to practice by yourself. Highly sought after out of high school as a baseball player, but when he talked to the teams and said, I want to play football, most of them walked away from him. But the Philadelphia Phillies signed him with a $50,000 signing bonus, and he played in the Phillies minor league organization. Now, what did he do with the $50,000 signing bonus? He gave it to his sister so she could pay her college tuition.
Yeah, wonderful gesture, the young man's part. Second down and 7, the ball at the Nebraska 30-yard line. The Horns driving, and they lead it by 3. And Brown back, waiting, going deep right side. Incomplete, had a man. Oh, McGarity had broken free, and if it was just a couple of yards shorter, it was 6 more for the Horns.
That's the same concept pattern-wise that they did not see break wide open in the first quarter. That's the slot receiver, the inside receiver of 2, going to the sideline and then up the sideline where the wide receiver goes downfield. Many times people make mistakes in that. A little bit of a tough throw.
Checking with his assistants upstairs, sequencing his plays. Always knows what's ahead. 3rd and 7, depending on the down and distance, what he wants to do. The ball is at the 30-yard line. Brown will be in the shotgun. There's a handoff. Now Williams is eaten up. That was, I believe, Jason Peter, number 55, who came across, read the play, and got a hand on number 11 before it could develop.
Well, that's the style of defense they like to play. Pressure, disrupt you, slow or hitting play. Not a bad call, but if you're going to run that play, you don't mind penetration outside your tackles, but you can't allow any inside over your guards, and that's what happened. Jason Peter did a good job.
So he's hit from 49 and 30 yards. Schultes put it down on this 47-yard attempt.
7 for 10 from this distance this year.
Nice to have a kicker like that. There's a luxury and a 6-point lead as the result of Dawson's 3rd field goal of the first ever Dr. Pepper Big 12 championship. Timeout.
the only one out there. And here it comes. The only compact pickup to offer a third door. Okay, folks, show's over. Chevy S10, like a rock.
The Dr. Pepper Big 12 Championship on ABC, brought to you by Chevrolet Trucks, the most dependable, longest-lasting trucks on the road, and the new Coors Light wide-mouth can. Tap the Rockies with a smoother pour. Brent Musburger with Dick Vermeil and Jack Arute. Texas, a 3-touchdown underdog with a 6-point lead here in the third quarter on Nebraska, 23-17. And Dawson will kick this one off. So the experiment with the other kicker is over, and they have made the switch. A short, high, Cheatham fielding it at the 13-yard line, 25, and Cheatham will go down at the 28-yard line. You know, it's interesting, Dick, looking at that scoreboard, 23 points put up there by Texas. That's the most points scored against this Nebraska defense this season. And Oklahoma had the previous high of 21, but they were buried earlier in that game, 73-21. And last year, the most points scored against this Nebraska defense, 24 by Florida. And so I remember that final was 62-24 down in the desert. So this is a heck of a job being done by Texas. And now Frost and the Cornhuskers come back out. All right, got real estate. Frost down at the 35-yard line, and there is Bryant Westbrook at the corner making a sure stop, and there's an injured Longhorn down at the 28-yard line. We've got an injured player. You know, this is a lovely new facility. First time we've had an opportunity, Dick, to visit it, and it was a kind of a floating feeling down there when you walked on the field, and the fellow who put it up, this whole complex, this convention center, interestingly enough, covers 32 acres, and it's going to mean so much to the city of St. Louis and bringing conventions in here. Forget about just the football games, but they were telling me that they pump air down into there, and so the whole idea of the AstroTurf surfaces, I think Monsanto made this rug, it's one piece, there are no zippers. And I was struck by that because we finally got a player down who's injured, because you and I have been on artificial rugs where the surface is so hard for everybody to go down on. This one seems to be very, very comfortable.
It did. It really did, Brent. You know, and of course it's new. Of course it doesn't go through freezing cold weather and harden the mat underneath. You know, so it's got a lot of advantages.
For fans who come here, we will tell you that we rate the hot dogs number one.
Boy, it was good.
Ooh. That is Mosier, who is shaken up, being tended to. Let's hope that he's going to be okay. And
that's Spanky Stevens and trainer staff.
And tomorrow, the regional activity on the Payne-Weber college basketball. Michigan-Duke will be the lead game, and also Maryland against California. So see how that unfolds at 1:30 Eastern time here on the network.
Young redshirt sophomore, they're going to miss him because he is their leading quarterback pressure guy coming in there, and they have to go now back, if they come right with normal rotation, a true freshman playing in behind him, Cedric Woodward, who hasn't played a lot because he's been banged up. He's just coming off the injured list. Let's see who they put in out there. They could come with another true freshman in Will Goodlow from Spring Valley, California. There he is.
So Goodlow gets down in his stance. Big moment for him here. Evans dives toward that first down marker. Dusty Renfro making the stop. It'll be close.
Dusty has made another. You know, he has a real good feel of when to move along and then go ahead and attack across the line of scrimmage through a gap that he finds.
First down. 6-point lead for the Longhorns. Texas capturing Southern Division of the Big 12. They did it the hard way. 4-game winning streak at the end of the season. Every game, an elimination game down the stretch for the Horns. Bedwell, this is Frost looking for his wide receiver, and he hit him at the 49-yard line. Again, close to another first down as Bedwell had moved in motion, and he makes the catch.
See, that's the same movement that Bedwell had used to get that vicious outside-in crack block. This time they faked the crack block, cross him underneath the formation, underneath the secondary, and just throw a play-action pass. Good design, good change-up.
Tyson King takes the defensive signal, passes on. Let's watch this again.
See, now last time he cracked the outside linebacker. This time he goes beyond the linebacker, finds a little seam in there, settles down, gets the completion.
Down the ball close to midfield. Evans looking left. 9-yard run.
I'll tell you, Chris Dishman, what an alert football player. We talked about him in the first half. This time, he's going to pull right here, and then he'll turn back and seal. He reads something different. He gets pulled. Now watch him turn and seal. Now watch him turn back. Bang! Right there. That gave him the little crack to get up inside there, and he doesn't miss many holes when he sees that daylight.
19 carries, 95 yards. D'Angelo Evans, second down and 1. Ball at the Longhorn 41-yard line. Frost pulls back out. Going to swing it out wide. Now to Evans. Evans twists. First down, Nebraska.
They wanted to go deep. Secondary looking for the deep pass on that down. They couldn't throw it. Just lays it off out there.
Jonathan Hickerson wrapped him up after the completion, but it was good for a Nebraska first down inside the Horns' 40-yard line. Nebraska down 6, 23-17. 6:27 remaining in the third. The fullback, Schuster, powering to the 34-yard line.
Nice block by Aaron Taylor on Casey Hampton. That time Casey Hampton was playing the nose technique right on, and he just ran, the running back just ran off the left side of your screen. You'll see Taylor, 67, take him the way he wanted to go, and he just bangs up in there. They want to keep that fullback pounded up inside because that helps the option game that comes off that in a later call.
Second down and 5. Ball at the Horns 34. Option Frost on a cutback. He's to the 29-yard line, close to another first down.
What they did that time, Brent, on the option is they pulled the guard and blocked the man that would normally make the quarterback pitch. Therefore, nobody in his face. Therefore, he becomes the runner more consistently. Sometimes you can read that in the move and still make him pitch. That time, he just took it up inside for a nice game.
Third and 1. Bedrow brings the play in. Coach Osborne's sideline.
Gus Frost doing a nice job.
Steps for 2 yards, and it'll be spotted around the 28-yard line.
Great
change move.
Great contact that time by linebacker and Brian Schuster, fullback. Boy, they ran into each other. It was a heck of a collision. Schuster right there. I think he's feeling his shoulder a little bit after that lead block. Concentrate right here, and then the linebacker, Phil. Awfully good contact made. Here it comes. Pow! See? Just enough to get the first down.
First and 10 for Frost. Runs the option. Keep it on a cutback. There was an alley there, and he makes his way to the 23 before Aaron Humphrey can bring him down. Good first down run. This is what Nebraska wants to get you in. Very close to 2nd and 4, and then they have you at their mercy.
See what they did that time again is they pulled the right guard and got him out there, and the man that's assigned to take the quarterback and force him to pitch, well, they can't force him to pitch. They block him, so he turns up inside and runs.
Well, we'll get a report from Jack Arute on the injured defensive lineman. That's Schuster powering to the 19-yard line, close to another first down, and Casey Hampton making the stop. Jack, how is the young man?
Here's the update. I just talked to the medical people here. They're going to take him in for x-rays. Gray Mosier is suffering from a shoulder problem as well as his ankle, Brent, and he also snapped his neck a little bit. So he has 3 very, very serious injuries in terms of being concerned. They're going to take him in and be safe about it and give him the x-rays.
Jack, thank you. It's 3rd and 1. The ball at the Horns 19. And this relentless march by the Huskers. Option look, late pitch. Evans, first down, out of bounds.
I think he should have just kept the ball going for the first down. But I tell you, again, that's one of those plays when they're blocking the man that takes the pitch. That's really tough. They call that a load option mean. So I'll show you what I'm talking about right here. Here's the man that's going to take the quarterback. Well, they pull Zadeska right here and block him, so he's not in the quarterback's face. Now they have to get help from the secondary. See, he's right in that man's face. That gives him the cushion, plus he holds him. I think he should have gone and kept the ball and gone right up inside. Some quarterbacks, like Frazier, fake the pitch and go up inside.
Inches. The right foot out of bounds as he made the cut. Excellent replay showing him step out there. So it's 4th and 1. Nebraska trailing it by 6 points. 23-17. The package comes in from Osborne's sideline. He had Frost over there to give him the play, and now they bring in Vershawn Jackson as an extra tight end. Frost, such a good runner, you would be so tempted to put him in right behind the middle of that offensive line. Dishman, Zadeska, Aaron Taylor, all those big fellas, and turn them loose. And they do just that. First down, Nebraska. Strong fella, Scott Frost is. His mother, back in 1968, threw the discus for the United States Olympic team. His father, one time running back at Nebraska, went out to Stanford. Bill Walsh used him not only as a quarterback, but also as a strong safety for a time. That's how good an athlete Scott is. Some question about his throwing ability, but he fits right in to this Nebraska offense. Faking, slips a tackle, and marches to the 16. So, his mother, who once also coached the track team back in Lincoln, and there is Scott Frost, who again won the state high school championship. Eric Anderson, number 70, is right tackle, was second, and now we see that Chris Dishman is going off to that sideline.
Well, they might move Aaron Taylor over to left guard and move John Heskew center, backup center up in that position.
2nd and 9. That was a very positive defensive play for the Horns as they lead the Huskers here in 2nd and 9. Fullback, not enough. Very close to the first down. Schuster, and he appears to be shaken up as he went down, slowly getting up to his feet. That quick hitter with Brian Schuster, who became a new daddy earlier this week.
They love to run those quick traps in there. The guard will pull across from the left to right, kicks out, the tackle comes across right there, and there's that hole right up there. See, you start worrying about the option that they've been running outside you, the off-tackle play outside you, and all of a sudden they come up inside. And old Papa Schuster, wife just gave birth the other night to the baby boy. He's limping off.
D'Angelo Evans deep in this first and goal. Frost option look, pitch now to Evans. Evans tries to get the corner, dives toward the end zone, and got it. Touchdown, Nebraska. We're tied. So that is 3 touchdowns for the freshman from Wichita, Kansas. D'Angelo Evans having a big day as he steps in to replace the injured Amon Green.
Frost did a real nice job of carrying that option out all the way. He held onto that ball and made the defender constrict the play slightly so he could pitch it and get it outside. Nice technique.
Now the lead. Chris Brown. So we've got timeout with Nebraska leading.
My hands were steady, my eyes were clear and bright. My walk had purpose, my steps were quick and light. And I held firm to what I felt was right. like a rock. I was strong as I could be, like a rock.
Today's the day.
Nothing ever got to me, like a rock. I was something to see, like a rock. Like a rock, standing arrow straight, like a rock, charging from the gate, like
It's that time of year. Happy holidays
carrying the weight, like a rock,
from Chevy Truck.
like a rock.
These days, it seems like everything is the official something of somebody. What's next? The official soft drink? The team mascot? Look at this guy right here. And this one here. And this girlfriend and this kid. See? See, they're drinking Dr. Pepper just because it tastes great. It's kind of the official soft drink of everyone else. Like this guy with the bratwurst. He executes a one-handed switch. You can't coach this stuff. It's a thing of beauty. Hey, who's doing that? I do that. What's going on? Hey.
On the touchdown option play, Anderson and right here, and the tight end get a good job there. They had Hickerson right out there to make the play. See, the quarterback now, Frost, takes the ball to him, makes him stay there, and give the room outside for D'Angelo to get up the sideline.
Excellent effort. A couple of injured Nebraska players. Let's get down to Jackaroo, Jack.
Well, Brent, let's update you on Brian Schuster, the fullback. He took a helmet to the small of the back. He is all right. Now, for Chris Tishman, the crew is working on him. He has an injured patella, and that's the kneecap. What they're going to do is they're going to fashion a rubber, what they call sleeve, put it over the kneecap to protect it. They think he'll be able to go back and play.
All right, Jack. Chris Brown kicking off. Nebraska with its first lead. It deep into the end zone. Mitchell will take a knee and it'll come out on the 20-yard line.
Critical now for Texas to come out and get a good drive, get it going. Don't lose confidence. Don't start to allow the momentum to swing the other way.
Got a shot at Dishman. Being fitted with that brace Jack was telling you about. 2:11 to go in the third, and James Brown, he's misfired only 7 times. The interception, a huge one in the first half because it was in the end zone. Nebraska then came out and drove 80 yards for a touchdown the other way, and they were trailing 7-0 at the time. Now Brown brings the offense up to the line of scrimmage. Throwing on first down, and his tight end, Pat Fitzgerald, digs it out again.
See, and again, he ran that from a quick count. They just went up there and lined up. Offensive lineman is 2 points down, snapped the ball, and they allow Fitzgerald to go find that zone.
Officials timeout. They're going to huddle. Fitzgerald's numbers impressive.
He's the record holder.
And he also saved him prior to a field goal attempt when he prevented an interception by whacking a defensive back pretty good on a deflected ball. Let's not forget that play. The little things. First down and 10. You get the feeling that Texas is not done scoring, and I think Nebraska knows that too now. It's 24-23 Huskers. Here's the toss. Here's Williams looking for the left. Minter comes at him and rides him down. Penalty flag, however, as he was riding him out of bounds at the 37-yard line. The penalty flag came flying that time, and our referee for the Big 12, John Laurie, will sort it out.
Brent, that could be on the running back because he might have gotten that stiff arm in the face.
Ricky could do that.
Yeah, you don't do it on purpose, but it happens.
That is the first penalty against the Longhorns today. That's how well they have played here under Coach Makovic. Trailing for the first time.
Offense, 10-yard penalty, spot the foul, repeat first down.
Here's the end of the play. Ricky Williams, number 11. See that right there in the face.
No question, he grabbed up around that face mask area with that head and with the hand up to the helmet area. And so Ricky, he's a very strong runner. He's probably not as fast as Mitchell overall, but he can beat you a little bit like Walter Payton used to do. Use that arm to help ward off would-be tacklers. 1:40 to go now. First and 20 for the Horns. side.
Great coverage.
Outstanding coverage over there on McGarity, and that's the freshman again. That's number 22, Ralph Brown.
Tight man-to-man coverage. Now, Brown last week had the challenge of covering those gifted receivers at Colorado. See, he's not afraid to challenge that time because he knew he had safety help. You saw the safety working over to help him, so he goes ahead and works right up there aggressively. Set a new single-game record last week for passes defended and knocked down with 7.
Second down and 20. Stadium sounds like Lincoln, Nebraska right now. Williams, and they had a hold of his shoe. Tomich was in on the play, and I believe it was Tomich who had a hand right on a foot and just held on.
Boy, did he do a good job of getting off the ball on Pat Fitzgerald that time. You'll see Tomich come off the ball low and aggressively, 93 on Fitzgerald. Bang, he takes some pads down low, works upfield, reaches in there right there, and gets that back ankle. Excellent job by Jared Tomich.
You know, I think he pushed Fitzgerald into the leg.
He
As
did.
I saw that replay.
Yeah. Didn't actually get a hand on it. Yeah.
Is what brought the running back down. Third down and 23. Brown under pressure. Tomich was coming, going deep, far side battle, and it's picked off. Warfield, Eric Warfield makes the interception for Nebraska.
He obviously didn't read the double zone coverage, Brent. They were pressing up tight there, double man. See the safety here to the right side of the screen. He's got this right half of the field. They play tight up in front, playing a pressure defense. Now the safety over here he is right to the right side of your screen. Number 3 goes up there, Eric Warfield. He can high jump 6'8", and he demonstrated that right there. Should not have thrown that football.
Big series for the Texas defense. Trailing by a point. They were pounded by Nebraska's offense the last time. Frost makes the call. The big offensive line wearing him down. D'Angelo, the freshman, who certainly is no longer a freshman. He has grown up this season, and now he is Nebraska's leading I-back. Jackaroo, what about Coach Osborne here today?
Well, Brent, you know how normally Osborne, it's really hard to read. He doesn't get very emotional, doesn't get very excited. Well, during that last offensive series, when they scored the go-ahead touchdown, Tom Osborne was more excited than any of the players. He was jumping up and down, and he congratulated each of them as they came off the field.
Used the fullback, which is Makovica, who has replaced Schuster that time, and now he will go off short of the first down. One of the things that we will talk about when we come back is why Coach Osborne wants this championship more than any other. Back with that in a moment.
Diet Dr. Pepper, the taste you've been looking for.
I'll be the judge of that. This Cordell Stewart kid is very versatile. Look at that film. He does it all, from soup to nuts. The classic story of guy courses football, guy catches football, guy runs football. Guy beats defense like a rented mule. Oh, what's the use? These doofus could sit through a Cordell Stewart double feature. They couldn't slow him down if they ran the film backwards.
They're the sexiest couple on television, and one of them just got promoted.
If I didn't know any better, I'd say you're trying to kill my story.
Well, congratulations! And all new Lois and Clark, ABC Sundays.
Jenkins Chrysler Dodge Jeep Eagle has just been awarded Chrysler's prestigious 5-star award for excellence, the only dealer in the Chattanooga district to achieve this honor this year. The award was given to us by our customers for the entire dealership's extraordinary commitment to service. Our employees practice a philosophy that stresses respect for the customer and exceeding his or her expectations. Take the short drive to Lafayette and visit Jenkins Chrysler Dodge Jeep Eagle, and you'll find out why so many people have put us at the top of their list for automotive needs.
Keep a child warm this winter and give to News Channel 9's Coats for Kids by donating your outgrown coat at one of the 25 Bell South Mobility locations. For the location nearest you, dial 855-9253, or Bell South Mobility customers can dial star COAT. When you give to Coats for Kids, new Bell South Mobility customers will receive 30 minutes of airtime, and existing customers will receive a 50% discount coupon. Join News Channel 9, Bell South Mobility, and participating dry cleaners as we cover the Tennessee Valley. Depend on Gray Stabley tonight on News Channel 9.
Well, Jackaroo touched on it. Why Tom Osborne wants this Big 12 championship so badly. When Texas and the Southwest Conference folded in with the Big 8, Nebraska lost a very important vote on non-predictors. And Osborne has harbored some bad feelings toward the Texas leadership in that vote ever since. And if Dr. Tom gets a chance here today, he will not call the dogs off. But it's been tough going. D'Angelo steps over to the left, and he is short. But he did get a first down, short of the 40-yard line. Let's find out about Army-Navy. The Classic's over. We send you to John Saunders.
Brent, it was indeed a classic. And this is our Burger King update. 4th down, Ben Fay drops back, and then the wounded duck pass towards the end zone is intercepted by Garland Gay. And then Army was able to run out the clock on the final play. First time that Navy has ever lost on Pearl Harbor Day. Army wins at 28-24, Brent.
And John, I think for sure Army will now go to a bowl game at 10-1. The Cadets, and they have earned it. 1st and 10 and cross for Nebraska. Backfires middle, almost intercepted. Should have been picked off by Tyson King.
He throws the ball with the nose down, Brent. There's no way you're going to throw the ball accurately that way. See, it started down right out of his hand. He's got to get the nose of that ball. I saw it coming. It was a play-action pass. There's Jackson 34 coming off, and the ball comes off his hand with the nose down, and it's heading right into the linebacker. If he has a nose up, maybe that's the old shot book technique, but he's got to get the nose up to get it over the top of those linebackers.
See now, Osborne wants to go to an option on 2nd and 10, or puts it back in the air as a slot receiver over here to the right. And he's going to run Evans, and nothing doing that time. The Longhorns were all over on it as Chris Akins, number 96, the junior from Paris, Texas, gets in underneath and makes a nice defensive play.
Right side of your screen, Akins comes back underneath there, then jumps outside on Chris Dishman. He has been active in there all day long, playing hard, and I don't believe he's been substituted for at any time. He's played every snap.
This is 3rd and 11.
Big play.
Big defensive stand so far for the Horns. Frost is going to put it up. Fired, got his man, hold line, 1st down Nebraska at the 21-yard line.
That was a much better job, but the nose of the ball was still down a little bit. He's got to learn to get that up. He'll never throw the ball accurately if he doesn't get that thing up there. But that one was good for distance. Nice zone defense. Play action to freeze people. He'll play action fake to the left side of your screen. That holds the linebackers. See Dusty, number 46, step up. Then he throws it in that little zone, that curl zone, right on the money. Nice job, Scott Frost.
Well, remember that play here in the 4th quarter. 22 yards on 3rd and 11. Brendan Holbein, Kozad, Nebraska, the receiver, and Scott Frost. Hands down to D'Angelo, cuts away, and he's tackled at the 18-yard line. That was King, number 50, making the stop again.
You know, they're running over there where they lost their starting defensive end, Gray Mosier, and now they're playing a true freshman over there most of the time, and they're running at him. I would too. Boy, is he a good-looking freshman football player. He's no longer a freshman now. He's played enough football to be a veteran. But we saw him in his very first big one against Kansas State, and he had a heck of a game.
2nd down and 7. Ball at the Horns' 18-yard line. Nebraska leads it by a point. Motion is started. This is Schuster. Alley cut back.
to the 12-yard line. And now you get the feeling that Osborne thinks he has worn down this defensive front, and he can pound away a little bit with the fullback on this drive.
Well, he told us yesterday that he thought they could pound on these people. They were a little more physical, bigger. He said they were a little bit inexperienced in that defensive front. But you really have to give Gary Garnell and the defensive staff of Illinois credit, because these kids have really battled in there.
Yeah, the Texas youngsters have done well here. It's 3rd and 2. Evans again inside the 10-yard line for another first down, Nebraska.
See, in those counter-type plays, those linemen run about 6-7 yards full speed, and at 300 pounds, when you get to the point of attack, it hurts. They make real good contact. Look at the size of Big Adam. Originally a walk-on at Nebraska, worked his way to redshirt senior right out of Lincoln. Lincoln Pius X High School. Look at the size of that guy.
Cross the eyes of the defense here on 1st and goal. It's Schuster for a yard.
Same play they ran going the other way in the 3rd quarter and popped him up inside there. This time they could not do it.
Cross ready with the play. Holbein's off to his left. Bedrell is slotted here to the right. Jeff Lake is outside in. 2nd down and goal. Ball is on the horns 9. Here comes the blitz. Frost inside pitch on the ground. Incomplete. Bounce once to Evans.
Woo. Oh my gosh. That's just a forward pass situation right there. But I've seen them run that play before. They tried it earlier. They ran it last week ineffectively. Get that end upfield and then try to pitch it underneath them.
Here's the 3rd down play. 9-yard line. Lance Brown splits wide out to the left. Double tight end. Schuster and Evans behind Frost. Brown in motion. Frost going to throw it. Waits. Right side high. Incomplete. Had it for a second, and then Lance dropped it with Vershawn Jackson coming through on that side. He was the receiver. Let me check that. That was not Lance. That was Vershawn Jackson in the back of the end zone. So let's check this replay on him.
Well, he's their receiving tight end. They like to throw him the football. Trey Johnson, 17, is chasing him all the way. The ball gets there in time, and he just gets his hand and pulls with his right hand on his right arm and gets the ball out of there. Good job by Trey.
Dick, on the far side, there was also a penalty flag thrown on the play. They're conferring with the
Man, and they hadn't been penalized at all in the first half. That's their 2nd one now in the 2nd half, right? Wow. Hard to play perfect football, and they played awfully well. You can expect them, in my opinion, Brent, here, that option series, though they're showing spread what they're calling time.
Timeout has been called by Nebraska, and it was called by a wide receiver. That was John Bedrell, who was going out to the slot, saw something he didn't like, so he called a timeout. We'll be right back.
We didn't want Plymouth Neon Espresso to be some ordinary Joe, so we added a little sweetener. Stuff like fog lamps, sporty front bucket seats, and 150 horses in a dual overhead cam engine. The result? The new Plymouth Neon Espresso. Now you can get all this and more for a price that'll really open your eyes. Only at your Plymouth dealer.
You gotta have fire. Slapping, lapping, fancy flames, flicking chicken from every side until marinated bird and garlic and lime has turned from good into sublime. Oh, what has Chili's thus created? Why, it's margarita grilled chicken consummated, served horizontally, grill marks up, on a tostada with a lot of what your mouth waters for. That rib stick and margarita grilled chicken, 'cause Chili's grills like no place else.
Presenting a great leap forward in batteries. Introducing Duracell Power Check. The battery with a fuel gauge so you can check its power anytime, anywhere. New Duracell Power Check. No battery is more advanced.
Is it Diet Dr. Pepper or regular? You have 10 seconds to decide. But if you can't tell the difference, don't worry. You probably can't taste the difference either. Even with all the time in the world. Discover the great taste of Diet Dr. Pepper.
Think these guys and gals know how to swing? Then grab your partner, because the best in men's and women's golf are ready to swing in the J.C. Classic tomorrow on ABC.
Well, the Texas defense has forced Nebraska to go the hard way. You can see what their average drive is here today and the time that is needed against this defense. And on this current drive, 11 plays for 50 yards. And here it comes now. 3rd down and goal. From the 4-yard line, across the quarterback, 2 tight ends. D'Angelo moves up behind him, and Frost changing up. Runs the option late. Pitch on the ground. How dangerous is that? Oh, baby.
I mean, he's already in field goal range. No sense in taking a chance. Now, he audibles the direction he wanted to throw the ball. He comes right down the line of scrimmage to Jackson down there. Guard pulls around, quick pressure, and he tries to flip it going down. He has not yet mastered the skills of running the option offense. Takes time. This is his first year at it.
Tyson hit him, and Chris Brown comes in. Remember, Nebraska leads it by 1, 24-23. Federal, the holder. He'll check the outside rushman to see if they're going to come real hard off that far corner or on the inside. And that puts them 4 points ahead with that field goal. So keep that in mind. A touchdown would have been a lot tougher mountain for Texas to climb than a 4-point deficit. We'll be right back.
We at Dr. Pepper never thought anyone would duplicate our one-of-a-kind taste. But someone finally did. We did. Discover what millions already have, the great taste of Diet Dr. Pepper.
Your mission is to find the perfect gift. If they're expecting the impossible, now you can give it to them. Tom Cruise, Mission Impossible, rated PG-13. The perfect gift. Buy it today where video cassettes are sold.
With its sleek styling, easy-out roller seats, plus air conditioning and 7-passenger seating, all for a great price. The Plymouth Voyager is pretty attractive.
There's no place I'd rather be.
The Dr. Pepper Big 12 Championship on ABC, brought to you by Dr. Pepper and your local Dr. Pepper bottler. Dr. Pepper is just what the doctor ordered. Burger King, where you can get your burgers worth. Plymouth, one clever idea after another, that's Plymouth. And Wrangler, real, comfortable cheese. Brett Musburger with Dick Vermeil and Jack Aru. 10-11 left in regulation. Nebraska leading Texas 27-23. Brown kicks it off toward the end zone again. This one will come out of the 20-yard line. Well, Dick, what's your feeling now about James Brown and the Longhorns offense? What have you seen in this half?
Well, I've been impressed with him the entire game, Brent, but he's made the critical mistake twice in situations here. That time, there was no excuse to throw that forced ball down the sideline. He saw the pre-snap look of a too-deep safety. You know, and he's experienced enough to know what they're going to be doing there. Should not have thrown that ball. But I think he's got a lot of good throws in his arm right now.
The 2 interceptions, for all intents and purposes, represent the difference. And on first down, Brown covered, slips away. He's beautiful on the move, still going. Going to fire back. Dane got an open man, and it is his running back. Williams was free. He's down at the 37-yard line. That's making something out of nothing, Coach.
What a great impromptu play that. And he was also lucky he didn't get an offensive lineman moving downfield, because he was out there, looked like he was going to run, then he stops, and good pressure by the defense. And old Wistrom right here coming around from the backside.
Dick, he gets hurt on this play. He's going out. He's going out. He just took himself out with an arm injury. 9:48 left in regulation. No Wistrom. 1st and 10 coming from the 37-yard line. Mitchell was getting a handle on the ball, I believe.
Boy, there was real good defensive tackle play inside that time. They got penetration and just fouled up that entire play.
Big Jeff Ogard rolled in.
And you mentioned big. He's 6'6", 300 pounds. He's a man and a half, he is.
2nd down and 13. Priest Holmes exploded in the first half. Wistrom receiving medical attention on the sideline. Looks like they're reaching up onto that shoulder pad on the left shoulder. We'll get a report on that. So here is 2nd and 13. Brown got it. McGarity in a foot race beats Stokes. He'll score. Wayne McGarity gives Texas a chance. 66 yards.
Now they'll kick it. Get the 3-point up there, and that time they ran that same double zone or double 2 safety secret, but they had a design pattern to go ahead and attack that kind of coverage. Slot receiver, right side of your screen, outside receiver controls that. Now he's on the safety, minute number 10, and he throws it in behind him. Here comes number 16, Eric Stokes, over there to get there. Good design pattern, good change-up call.
A great move on Stokes, Coach, who was coming over. Dawson pounds in the extra point.
Well, he was a great running back in high school, and he demonstrated that right there, Brent.
30-27. Texas leads Nebraska again. Timeout.
The new Plymouth Breeze. Please, keep all hands and arms inside the vehicle until the ride comes to a complete stop.
The legendary chalice of Malta has never come cheap. In 1238, it was captured by 10,000 Celts. In 1512, it took an entire armada. And in 1703, it took an arranged marriage to the daughter of Charles V, the older one. But luckily, if you want the golden chalice of Malta, all you need is the golden card of Visa, with extraordinary purchase power for extraordinary things. It's even mightier than the sword. Visa Gold fits everywhere you want to be.
If you're looking for a real challenge, this is it. If you're looking for a sure thing, take the High Endurance Challenge from Old Spice. This deodorant evaporates less quickly, it also lasts longer, protects better. So try High Endurance. It's a sure thing. And now you got proof. I know I do.
Is it Diet Dr. Pepper or regular? You have 10 seconds to decide. But if you can't tell the difference, don't worry. You probably can't taste the difference either. Even with all the time in the world. Discover the great taste of Diet Dr. Pepper.
You'll see McGarity right here, one-on-one on Minner. He goes down and takes him to the corner. There's a control route outside, and the safety can't get there to help him. Control route to give him the short route now. That controls him. Beautiful throw right on the money. Here comes Eric Stokes, 16 to get over there. He gives him a little juke move. Up the sideline, he goes for the score.
There's some play when it goes.
Whoa.
Now, Wisdom, the report, Dick, is it's a bruised left shoulder. It's recurring, and he's expected to be back in the game. 8:53 to go. The Longhorns are up 3 right now. That's the number we're on. It's 30-27. The last time, and that game was in Lincoln, with Nebraska beating Miami. How many of you people read articles this week that indicated what's the reason for this game? Why show up? Wasn't the championship played between Colorado and Nebraska? How many of you saw those articles? There's a high hooch-type kickoff, bending at the 21-yard line, coming back to the left, and field position at the 29-yard line. Dick, in a dome stadium, kind of surprised about kickoffs like that with a controlled environment and no wind.
Well, he's doing that because he's afraid of the long return, and he's kicking it to a designed area, kicking the ball high to get the hang time, and defensing that one specific spot. Yes, maybe they'll get the ball more consistently 5 yards further, but they won't get the big one.
Scott Frost trailing again. Here's Evans to the short side, banged at the 31-yard line after gaining a couple of yards. Chris Akins.
Now, defensively that time, they showed him a normal defensive secondary right prior to the snap. They walked the free safety up, Chris Carter, number 16, and made it a 9-man front defense, and they happened to run right over where they had the extra people to slow the play down, and that allowed the defender to come from the backside and make the play. Good change-up call. He said, go ahead and throw. We want you to.
See what they come up with here on 2nd and 8. They'll option it to the wide side of the field, and Frost is buried coming out at the 34-yard line. This is going to be about 3rd and 5. Holding them to a 2-yard gain on 1st down is so important for a defense when you play Nebraska. It just absolutely changes the sequencing.
And that's exactly what Tom Osborne told us yesterday. We don't want to be in those long yardage situations. We want to come up 2nd and 7, 2nd and 2, 2nd and 3. We don't want those 7 and 8 situations.
But Makovic will take this to the other side of that.
You bet.
Well, it's making 3rd down and a long 4. The ball at the 34-yard line. Frost is going to throw it off a play fake. Had all day and hits the fullback. Schuster, 1st down, Nebraska. So they saved that play. And the new pop is out to the 45-yard line. Nice throwing, Dan.
Yeah, well, he told us yesterday on the practice field to watch him coming out of the short one, out the backside of play action. He gave us some tips before that helped us.
Yeah, I wish we had him every week. He gives us everything.
I know.
Down to Fullerton, Nebraska. Senior fullback Brian Schuster, and it is a 1st down for the Cornhuskers. Now 7:27 left. Schuster watching from the sideline, and freshman D'Angelo Evans, number 4, Wichita Flag, still in there. Here he comes, D'Angelo, short of midfield, but that's a gain of 4 to 5 yards. That's next. That'll be an aerial circus. BYU against Wyoming.
It will be entertaining. Remember the WAC game we did? We went to we went to Colorado State 2 years ago. It was a great weekend. Colorado State and Utah, and they scored some points.
Make it 2nd and 5. Frost. There's the pitch now to Sims, who checks in. Fresh running back to the 39. 1st down, Nebraska.
You know, they get you going and they get you coming. Wide receiver 6, Ken Cheatham, goes down the cracks block. The defender's working outside now, trying to get across the crack block, and the running back runs up inside. That option stuff can drive you crazy. Plus, you don't see it every week. You see it when you play Nebraska.
Cheatham, the wide receiver's out to the left-hand side of the formation. On 1st down, and Sims again to the 40-yard line. One of the things you notice about Sims, as opposed to Evans, is that when Sims is hit the first time, he doesn't drive through that first would-be tackler the way that D'Angelo does, and D'Angelo now is checking back into the game.
Plus, he's not in the rhythm of the ball game. Think Eric Anderson, number 70, coming off, drive blocking there. The defender comes underneath him, and he just keeps working that big rear end of his upfield like that and opens up that outside hole. 300 pounds.
2nd and 6.
Frost, option, long pitch to Evans. They stretch it out, cuts away from the first tackler. Gains a couple of yards and no more. This is going to leave Nebraska now with a 3rd down and 4.
You used a great term to describe that, Brent. You said they stretched it out. That's what they're trying to do from a philosophical standpoint with that defense. Push the ball to the sideline. Now, Frost has been successful in that same play, but turning back up inside that stretch, he couldn't do it that time. He had to pitch it. Good defense. The whole thing in the option game, they want to get you outnumbered in the perimeter and pitch it to their offensive people, and they have everybody else blocked, and there's no one to make the play. That's what they'd like to do.
Here's 3rd down and 4 yards. The ball at the Texas 38 for Nebraska.
Looks like they're lining up everybody.
D'Angelo didn't get it. It's 4th down, decision time for Osborne as Aaron Humphrey, the freshman from Lubbock, Texas, makes the hit.
See, they got good defensive charge. They had 9 people up close to the line of scrimmage. No place to go in there. People knocking other people down. The individual that ruined the play didn't make the play. He just ruined it.
The play is coming in from the sidelines. Brendan Holbein. They're going to go on 4th and 4. The one play that they always have liked through the ages in this situation is that option. But this time they're going to back Frost up in the shotgun. But they can run it from here, remember.
Yeah,
they can option out of this.
And that formation spreads your perimeter all the way across the field, too. So it also gives you those lanes to run in upside, Brent.
But we got a timeout. Osborne took a timeout. That leaves the Huskers with 1. We'll be right back for 4th and 4.
Final say, strike your gate and win. Victory we predict for thee. We're ever true to you, dear old white and blue. Onward say, roar, Lions, roar. We'll hit that line, roll up the score, fight on to victory evermore. Run on, run on, fight on.
A blade can leave you feeling irritated. What would possess it to do that? Introducing the Norelco Reflex Action Razor. A great shave with less irritation than blades.
We at Dr. Pepper never thought anyone would duplicate our one-of-a-kind taste. But someone finally did. We did. Discover what millions already have, the great taste of Diet Dr. Pepper.
This special value Plymouth Voyager has air conditioning and 7-passenger seating with easy-out roller seats. Features you can't get at this price on any other minivan. In fact, this special Voyager not only gives you more for your money than any other minivan on the road, but with its 16-valve, 150-horsepower engine, it has 35 times the available cargo space of a Porsche 911 for about 1/3 the price.
The sights and sounds of a wonderful Big 12 championship. And it was Wayne McGarity who put them ahead for the 5th time today with this 66-yard scoring strike from James Brown. But now, with time running down here in the 4th quarter, 4th down and 4. The ball on the 38, and Frost, the Nebraska quarterback, makes the call from the shotgun. D'Angelo Evans shifts to the other side of the formation. A numbers game. They're going to run it. There's a penalty flag, however, thrown by the referee.
They were trying to audible the direction of the
That's
ball.
against Nebraska.
False start. Offense. And the defensive tackles lined up and then slid back. They called the audible and they slid the other way. Fouled them up. Good little adjustment by the defense that time.
Now there are 4 minutes and 14 seconds up on the clock. It now becomes 4th and 9, and the critical issue here becomes whether or not Jesse Cush punts it or Nebraska will fake it in this situation. 9 yards is a long ways to go. A good defense. There at the 43-yard line, Carter, the safety, took his gloves off to field the free, or at least the fair catch. He's standing down inside the 10-yard line. Schuster, the up back, low snap. He does get it off. And a beautiful punt. Carter makes the catch at the 6-yard line, and he makes a mental mistake. So Nebraska survives a bad snap, and Cush does an outstanding job.
Now, that was the regular defense on the field. Carter is not their normal return guy. There's the bad snap. Great poise. He gets up there. I think he fielded that ball because he thought it might be down inside that 5-yard line, Brent. That was an awfully good punt, but he's not their normal return guy.
Well, he has returned, but because of an injury, Coach, they took him out of that rotation.
Yeah.
That's why. But he has very good hands, but he does make a mental mistake, and the Longhorns are coming out from the 6. And what a critical defensive series this is for Nebraska. 3-peat on the line and everything that goes with it. And penalty flag whistle before the snap.
Dead ball. Ball start. Offense.
Half the distance. It gets tougher and tougher. Jack, what's the latest on young Mosier, who was taken away?
Well, Brent, it's very, very, very good news for sophomore defensive end Gray Mosier. The results of the x-rays and the preliminary reads have all been negative. He's still complaining. There was a lot of soreness in his shoulder. I talked to both of his parents. They said they've spoken to him, and everything's good news. You won't see him back, but it's still good news for that youngster.
2nd and 14. Motion by McGarity. Brown slips. Rolls quickly to the right. Throws. What a catch! Did Fitzgerald have it? Yes, he did. Oh, brother! At the 12-yard line, a one-handed job.
What skill demonstrated by that young man. Under pressure in his own end zone, avoiding a safety, sprinting to his right, gets a nice block right there by Williams, lays it up there, pressure. What a nice catch. What a dangerous throw. Sometimes it works right.
8 yards. So that puts him in 2nd and 5. Remember, it was half the distance on the penalty. Now, Priest Holmes, who explodes. First down. Warfield cannot ride him down short of the first down, and that is a huge first down in this game.
That's the same play he broke for the long touchdown run, where you pull that backside guard, seal the defense off inside, and kick out with your fullback. It was effective. That time for a first down, almost as important as that big, long touchdown run.
Priest Holmes with 104 yards, 2 touchdowns. That 61-yard gain. 3:45. Makovic's horns bringing down the precious seconds on the clock. James Brown, is he going to be the master prognosticator? Hands it off now to Mitchell, who is jammed up at the 20-yard line. That's only about a yard before Jeff Ogard is able to wrestle him down.
Four of the Longhorns games have come down to the very last series of downs this year. They lost to Notre Dame in that very end series. They had a chance to beat Colorado on the last play of the ball game.
They are up 3 points. There's 3:12 to go. Remember that Nebraska has saved only 1 timeout. Makovic still has 2, but John's desire now is to keep the clock moving. We've come to the 3-minute mark. 2nd down and 9 from the 20. Fake Holmes. Now he throws it on out to the running back, Williams, and he's wrestled out by Warfield at the 25-yard line.
That's a nice action pass off the tackle trap that they were running early in the ball game, and they were getting pursuit down from the backside that stopped the play. That countered backside pursuit by slipping that fullback out there.
2 minutes and 48 seconds to go. This is 3rd and 4.
Now you're really in a quandary as a defensive coach. Do I risk the blitz and get that single coverage all around, or do I sit back and play my zone? Boy, it's a tough call.
Here is Combs into the 30, and if they spot it there, it's going to be a first down. It's going to be very close.
I think his knee went down earlier. Yeah, they moved the ball back.
Very close.
It is short, in my opinion, from here, Brent.
Now, Makovic is watching exactly where this ball is going to be spotted. Makovic wants to know, should he gamble right here and let Brown have a quarterback sneak? He's standing, he's watching the chains, because if he's got just an inch or so, why not? Wouldn't you, Coach? It's dangerous. What would you do?
Inches right here with Nebraska on the field, I think I'd sneak it.
Me too.
It's easy to say that up here.
He agrees with you, Coach. He wanted to know what you thought.
Makovic is much more aggressive in his thinking in his entire career in these kind of situations than I ever was. And I mean that in respect to him. I've seen him do some things in situations where he's made assistant coaches mad. Hey, Nebraska and the Notre Dame game, he had the lead and threw the passer. He got it intercepted. It cost him the game at the end of the game, rather than just sitting on the ball.
Right, so here we go now. 4th and inches. No question what's about to happen. Feebiger, number 58. On a roll. Gonna throw it. Got him wide open, baby. Derek Lewis in a foot race. And Jamel Williams has got him at the 10-yard line. What a call by Makovic.
What I tell you, you can't ever guess with him. Woo! Look at him. You have nothing to lose. You come in here 21-point underdog. You come up with a 4th and inches call. Hey, you deserve to win a football game when you have guts enough to call things like that. But it did not surprise me.
62 yards.
Good strong action. Here's your tight end at the bottom of the screen. They're committed to stop that run. Here they are. I was thinking when I saw him reverse pivot like that, what are they doing handing the ball off that deep? Well,
and the young man, Derek Lewis, from New Orleans, does the rest. And now it is a 1st and 10 outside the 10-yard line. Here's Holmes, cutback, touchdown, Longhorns. They're celebrating on the Texas sideline.
What a great job of coaching. The best job we have seen done, Brent, in a long time.
The 3rd touchdown of the game for Priest Holmes. James Brown, come with me to Vegas, young man. You're the best prognosticator I've been around in a long time.
He just missed the points, that's all. But that was that same play that they ran for the touchdown. Then in the critical situation a minute ago, they ran it for a 1st down. Now they come it for, again, a touchdown.
Dawson hammers it home. On the other sideline, the sands of time running out now on the champion. Less than 2 minutes to go for Nebraska.
A company most people never heard of is changing the way we fight cancer and kidney failure. By inducing the body to produce blood cells, chemotherapy and anemia patients are gaining new strength. Helping to grow blood cells helped Amgen become the world's largest independent biotech company. Where do you learn about companies with such pioneering spirit? Exactly. NASDAQ.com.
A necktie? I can't believe they actually went out and got me a necktie. Would somebody please tell me what they think I'm going to do with a necktie?
This year, get your favorite cowboy something he's sure to like. Buy Wrangler apparel and get this free Cowboy Christmas tape featuring George Strait, Vince Gill, Trisha Yearwood, and more.
Could have used a new pair of jeans for crying out loud.
Some of the most admired cars you'll see are owned by the guys who know cars best. They're ASC certified master mechanics, and the #1 brand of motor oil these guys use in their own cars and trucks is Valvoline, makers of Durablend, the leading semi-synthetic for a cleaner engine due to better control of harmful deposits. So use the oil the mechanics who take care of your car use to take care of theirs. Valvoline. People who know use Valvoline.
Here's everybody up playing defense right here, and here he is. Play action pass, no one covered him. I wouldn't have covered him either. I'd have stopped the run. Hey, they're not running, they're throwing. Big, big play.
Now, I'll tell you what the irony is there, ladies and gentlemen. Derek Lewis, who set up this touchdown run by Holmes, his third of the day. Derek Lewis is from New Orleans. That's where Nebraska hoped to wind up to play Florida State. Now that story is all up in the air. There's the top 5. You make the call. Does Florida now get a rematch with Florida State if they handle Alabama? Or can Nebraska stage a miracle here in the last 153? And what will Ohio State do against Arizona State in the Rose Bowl? You think we don't have some stories that have unfolded late in college football? The big money on the line. And there's that high kickoff with 3 to keep it. Right up there, using Benny, sealing him at the 25. Not giving him a bust out, but he's still running, going laterally. And number 2 makes a heck of a stop over there for the Longhorns. Let me tell you, that young man got the job done, and that's Tajay Allen, the corner on that side. So here are our Chevrolet most valuable players of this game. D'Angelo Evans, the Wichita Flash. And Priest Holmes. What a good story Holmes is. You folks down in Texas are aware he blew his knee out following the Sun Bowl, missed all of that spring practice. And Chevrolet donates $1,000 to each school's general scholarship fund to reward outstanding students. Cross fires Cheatham, high, got it, fumble. They'll call it incomplete. Ooh, I thought he had it.
He had it, but the safety got there. Chris Carter was supposed to be hurt and not play very much today. You know, he didn't practice for that ankle problem, but it's amazing how quickly you heal up when the emotion is added to the injury.
That's next. And a tradition begins here in St. Louis. They'll be talking about the Big 12 going into next season. You better believe it. Second down now. They make that direct run by D'Angelo Evans. He was the ball carrier that time. Jackaroo. Time is running out here on Nebraska. Looks like we're going to have a new national champion, partner.
But remember one thing. Remember when we talked to John Makovic, one of the key elements he said was motivation. And he said to his guys and he said to us, hey, there may be a kid in a wheelchair that sees us and is inspired by our performance. Looks like he was a prophet about that.
He sure was, Jack. And as Dick has pointed out, this is a heck of a job by the players and the coaches.
That offensive line just did a miraculous job in scheming and preventing the pass rush, the pressure. They were able to both run and throw the football. Nobody has been able to do that to Nebraska all year other than Arizona State.
Well, you wonder now what this does to someone like BYU, Colorado, Tennessee. Their chances for the Alliance, you would think that Colorado probably would fall out. Nebraska certainly would stay in it. There's a completion, although this figures to be their second loss. Holbein giving Nebraska a first down. Still a minute to go, trailing by 10. They're in a hurry up.
Well, they don't have a lot of practice at this phase of their offense, Brent, coming from behind at the end.
Frost with time, intercepted. King. This one's over, ladies and gentlemen. There's a penalty flag. Hold on.
Yeah, there was defensive offsides, so that's going to go back to Nebraska. They'll give them the ball. Unless the offensive player moved.
I believe it's against Texas, Coach.
Offside on the defense. 5-yard penalty. The Kings first down.
The call of the year against that man. John Makovic's 4th and inches call after standing over there with James Brown. Who knows? There are probably some general managers and owners in the NFL that are saying, can I get John Makovic's phone number?
Well, he's been there before. Yeah. He's one of the few coaches that got fired with a winning record. I think they won 10 games his last year there. No, he's an excellent football coach.
Left side, the Angel will step out of bounds. That is the first down. Stops the clock. 46 seconds. Well, this really throws the bowl picture up in the air, and Texas automatically will go into the Alliance with a win here, but they do not automatically receive the invitation to play as expected Florida State in the Sugar Bowl. It is still to be determined. Out of bounds, it was complete at the 22-yard line, and Nebraska still firing away right now, trying to get something to do. That was Shevin Wiggins. That was his first reception of the game. 41 seconds, and the champion going down blazing here one way or the other. They certainly haven't given up on it. They want to stick it in the end zone and go to the onside kick as quickly as they can. Frost. Fumble. There it is. Texas has done it. They have won the inaugural Dr. Pepper Big 12 championship. They have upset 3-touchdown favorite Nebraska.
Well, John said that they liked the role of the underdog, and they were going to play on that. He told his squad, I want you to inspire every underdog in America that's watching this game.
There's the young man who created the storm throughout the Midwest and Texas when he said, no, we'll win by 3 touchdowns. Off by a few points, James, but very, very good call. And another good one coming your way.
You bet. Don't turn your set off.
It ain't bragging if you back it up, right, James?
That's good.
They'll just take a knee now. And it'll run out. We'll have a new champion this year, and still no team in the history of college football has been able to three-peat. John Mackovic with the play call of the year. Tom Osborne.
He will handle it with class. He's got a lot of that.
They'll shake hands now at the 25-yard line. The Texas Longhorns have won the Dr. Pepper Big 12 championship. A 10-point victory by the underdogs as the Horns have done it. Let's go down to Jackaroo, Jack.
Coach, the obvious thing, a disappointment. What do you think the key was to the loss?
Well, I don't know. We didn't seem to play with quite the intensity we have, but Texas played very well. We just got to give them a lot of credit. And that was a great call they made on 4th down and 6 inches. You know, that was kind of the ball game right there. And so I admire their tenacity. They went after it. We just didn't make the plays when we needed to.
You have always said that what was important is how well the game was played. How do you rank this one?
Well, I think we did some good things, and yet probably defensively didn't play quite like we have been. But that's partly Texas's offense played very well.
Thank you, Coach.
Hook 'em horns. Mackovic, and Texas does it. Let's go back to Jack.
Well, Coach, what do you think of James Brown and his predictions now?
Well, it's not 3 touchdowns, but we'll take it. What a football game. I cannot say enough about what our coaches did to get the team ready, but these players gave it, and it is something that we'll never forget. The first Big 12 championship ever. That was one of our team goals. We're going to celebrate tonight.
We don't want to hold you. Go ahead. Thanks, Coach.
Coming into this game, the headline was, will the Huskers play taps on the Horns? Not today. Texas wins it, and the WAC championship is coming up next. So long, everybody.
Were scoring at will. They were a long way off from the record 78 points scored last year by the chosen few.
But you got to give Casa credit. They never did quit.
Even on their final play on 5th down, they completed a pass, though it was short of the first down, and once again, they had to turn the ball over.
We just contained. We just, you know, they had a lot of big boys. What we did, we just took away the long bet. We kept Jabe in the backfield, and Chip and I just pushed him towards the middle, and we gave him everything short. Didn't give him anything long. You know, they got to gain 20 yards to get a first down. If they can't do that, and on top of that, our rushing gives them no time. With Taguchi and Suave, man, those guys are just heat!
Final score, 39-0. The man had seen just about every one of the Blister Bowls is tournament director Tito Bautista.
Most of the athletes here that are participating this week play tennis and basketball and what have you. But this is one of the really intense sports where you're able to physically be more aggressive and be you know, really good contact sport.
They call it the Blister Bowl, but one of the most prestigious awards goes to the man with the greatest road rash. Once again, it was a tight competition. Miguel's going all out, literally.
I don't know, we got facial blood, t-shirt blood.
Hey, we go fight, man. Oh, Miguel's going for more road rash. Total square inches here. Miguel is the winner. Yes, indeed, Rancho Rebel Miguel Montoya honorably accepts his reward.
The road, it's where I go to be myself and find myself. That might be Boston one day and Beijing the next. Northwest gets me to all the places I need to go, and they understand how to take care of me. My chair is the most important thing to me. And if it's not working right, then I can't be my best. Northwest is part of my team. Deanna, they say to me, some people just know how to fly. Go fly.
I'm not everyone, I'm me. So when I decided to quit smoking, I did not choose that one-size-fits-all patch. I chose Nicorette gum. Nicorette has this flexible dosing schedule that helped me control my cravings. It let me use the strength I needed, the amount I needed when I needed it. Nicorette was personal. It fit me. You know, me the non-smoker. Me.
Nicorette gum will help you quit smoking successfully by helping you control your cravings. You can do it. Nicorette can help.
ESPN News. Peterson, he doesn't even know what ESPN is. I was like, you watch ESPN News? He was like, what? He doesn't even know what ESPN stands for. ESPN stands for, like, it's like sports in Spanish, right?
Later on SportsCenter, Hakeem makes his return for the Rockets. The Cavs help the Magic enter the NBA record books. And the latest from Cowboys camp on the loss of Leon Lett. SportsCenter coming your way at 11 Pacific.
Welcome back to ITT Hartford's Breakaway, where it's time for the Quickie Profile, brought to you by Quickie, the real chair people, and featuring Team Shadow's Rick Training.
In 1981, Rick had a car accident, and he sustained a neck injury in the C6-7 cervical region. It's a fairly low-level injury. He's got a lot of mobility. Look at the way Rick uses his chair. He even uses his left arm across his lap to compensate for his lack of abdominal control. But that's not the most obvious of all control problems for quads. Watch the way they cope with lack of grip.
For most quads, they have the racket strapped to their hand. With the racket strapped to your hand, it means that you're probably going to have one shot or one stroke that's dominant over the others, whether that's a forehand, a backhand, possibly a serve.
Rick's been a lifelong athlete, playing golf, basketball, and baseball recreationally, which kind of helped him as he made his adjustment to wheelchair sports. He quickly rose through the ranks to his first major win in 1985 when he captured the U.S. Open quad title.
Because quadriplegia is very different from one individual to the next. And there's no one specific way to teach a quad tennis player what to do from a mobility standpoint.
For instance, Kelly Wong, who has muscular dystrophy, plays without an assisted grip. While Jerry Jenks uses a molded orthotic to hold his hand and his racket as one. Finally, Steve Everett, who has arthrogryposis, uses an elaborate sleeve with clamps and Velcro to play his game, even as he maneuvers his power chair with his right elbow. And with impressive results at that. The real definition of quadriplegia is all 4 limbs affected, and that can most always be detected by hand movement.
At all times.
A torso belt, a leg strap, and a foot strap all secure Rick's body to the chair, thus making it one cohesive unit. So his power is focused at the point of contact. Rick has won 6 U.S. Open singles titles as well as 3 doubles titles. Yet this year, age is starting to catch up with him as he only made it to the doubles final.
But just as tennis season is ending, quad rugby season gets rolling at the 6th annual Best of the West tournament. Beginning in the fall, these teams will play throughout the country before hitting the Nationals in Spokane in April.
32 minutes of hell right now, right here. No quit, okay? Win, lose, or draw. It's going to be 32 minutes of hell, okay? Let's fight to the end.
Sharp Shadows coach Reggie Rickner, in his first tournament as the head coach, has his defending national champions mentally up. Their opponents in the final, the previous champions, the Tampa Generals.
Go! Come on! Come on, guys. Right here, on court. 1, 2, 3.
Sort of a grudge match, Bob, as these are the 2 top teams. The Generals have had the number for the Sharp Shadow for many years, but only last year the tables began to turn.
Well, Sharp Shadow took the last tournament, and I would say Tampa is definitely wanting to get it back at this point.
Shadows are playing in their home, San Diego's Balboa Park. The Tampa had to travel across the country, and Tampa scores first.
This is a pretty high-scoring game, too, Tony.
Remember, this sport does have a classification system. Points are awarded from the quads at .5 all the way up to 3.5 for the lower-level injuries. You can't have any more than 8 points on the floor at any one specific time.
Well, the 3.5s are definitely the go-to guys also. They're the guys that can maneuver their chairs like we were talking about earlier. They get around a lot better, and they're going to score most of the goals.
Now, the difference between these 2 teams is that Sharp Shadow plays a rotating 7- or 8-man game, while the Tampa Generals have a very strong starting foursome, but they play almost the entire way. They've each scored on their first possession. We'll have more from the Best of the West after this.
We've got Florence Vogue, Sergio Tacchini, we've got Persol, and more. Now they're all at LensCrafters. Hundreds of the latest sunglass styles from the hottest designers. And we're LensCrafters. If you need a prescription, we can provide it in almost any pair in about an hour. And if I can help you to not only look good, but to see better, I mean, great. That's just one of the greatest feelings in the world.
Sunglasses are a great holiday gift. Put LensCrafters on your shopping list. LensCrafters, sunglass fashion from eyewear experts.
Gentlemen, start your engines.
Tomorrow, it's Philadelphia at Indy on ESPN Sunday Night NFL.
Welcome back to ITT Hartford's Breakaway, brought to you by ITT Hartford, putting abilities into action. We're in San Diego's Balboa Park for the 6th Best of the West Quad Rugby Tournament, where the Sharp Shadow of San Diego, number 10, Troy McGirt, puts his team up for the first time, 4-3 at 3 minutes into the first quarter. Bob, this game is a lot like tennis. You're supposed to score with each possession. Turnovers make the difference in closely matched games, which this is. This year's Tampa squad has grown in numbers since last year. That adds depth, but it also means they have to learn to gel as a unit.
Tampa teams have not always had the most talent, but they've always played the best team ball together. I mean, they've, haven't always been flashy, but they've had excellent results on the court just based on the hard practices and the chemistry that's developed throughout seasons.
Tampa is in its 34th straight tournament final, an enviable record. But Shadow was up 5-4 in this game in just the 3rd minute of play when they began to substitute, which, Bob, they think is their key to victory.
Well, there are two distinct styles of play, Tony. One is zone play, more structured. Get into a zone, play your assigned role, not much room for improv. Then there's the press, which is what Sharp is playing. Allows for many different strategies, moves faster, more aerobic, requires a higher level of fitness. The press is going to take the arms out of Tampa early.
Joe Soares, number 8 with the headband. He's the 3.5. That's the highest rated, and he's got the most mobility, the most skills, and he's exhibited it all day long. Standard quad rugby strategy is to use your low classification athletes to block and defend, while the higher classes do the scoring. Now, throughout the game, Shadow clung to a narrow 2-3 goal lead. Tampa would bring it back to 1 on occasion, but never quite even. Late in the 4th, Tampa down 37-36, and a turnover just killed them. That's Joe Soares up ahead to number 00, Dave Gould. But at this late stage, his arms are weary and the ball's on the floor. Rick Draney recovers. Up ahead to a breaking Troy McGurk, who had just come back onto the floor, and the Shadow strategy played out just enough.
You have to have a bench. You have to have a rotation process. You keep bodies fresh. You keep people rested up, and you get them in and out of the game so they can use all their energy and get back onto the bench, get rested up to where they go back in, and they're never tired.
Tampa coach Terry Vineyard tries to rally his troops. There's still time, but they need a score and then a stop.
Take all the clock off. They'll get booed by the home crowd. We got plenty of time. Let's get a stop down here in the paint.
Dave Gould inbounds to Joe Soares. This game has been so close the whole time, but the Shadow press has been trapping Tampa in the backcourt over and over again, leading to easy breakaways on the other end for Shadow. Now Draney's got the ball, and they're just trying to kill time as much as possible. They're not looking to score so much as use up that clock.
But they're going to score anyway.
You know, it's got to be so frustrating for Tampa because they were 4-0 against Shadow in '95 until that championship game in the Nationals. Gould scores. McGurk really didn't look like he was trying to stop him that much. Sometimes you try to sit on a lead and you get in trouble. There's another example of how when you got to press and try to take the ball away in the backcourt, you open yourself up to just breakaways on the other side. And number 9, Mike Wyatt closes the door on Tampa, making the final score 39-37 Shadow.
Like basketball, the pick and roll here is very, very a part of the game. And what they do is they pick, they hit, unlike basketball where when you pick, you have to be stationary. Here, you can plow someone right out of the way. And that's what they did. They worked as a team. And I have to give them all the credit in the world.
Well, actually, this is my very first year with this team, and we just started practicing a couple of weeks ago. I've been doing a lot of international stuff with the Paralympics and the national tour to New Zealand. So actually, this is the very first tournament we had together as a coach and players. And it's just going to be a long season, and it's going to be a good battle with Tampa the rest of the way.
We've seen the full range of quad wheelchair sports on today's program. None of it what you'd call genteel in nature.
Well, I think we've pretty well dispelled the myth that quads are fragile.
Join us next time when we come to you from the starting line of the Honolulu Marathon. That's on ITT Hartford's Breakaway.
Coming up next on SportsCenter, there'll be no monkey business and none of that Elmo guy either. What will there be, you ask? The Dream made his return in Houston. The Heat are still burning up opponents, while the Magic, well, they had their troubles. If only they still had Shaq. Or maybe not. The new #1 and the old #1 square off in Chicago, while Georgetown has UMass saying, ow. Maybe now is a good time to reconsider joining the band. On the ice, Eric Lindros is welcome back to the Garden, and the Pens try to break out of the basement. Also the latest on Leon Lett from Cowboys camp. Sports Center, we won't keep you in the dark. Next.
Hi again, Sports Center with the 411 alongside Linda Cohn. I am Stuart Scott.
Ahead on the show, we're going to take a walk with Dikembe Mutombo, journey to the past with the Orlando Magic, and does Ray have the Eagles back on the right road? But first, take us to Salt Lake, Stuart.
Aye, aye, Linda. Warp speed. We will beam it up. Of all of the serious stats surrounding the Lakers-Jazz game, like Utah's 11-game winning streak, 3 shy of the franchise record, like the 3 Dream Teamers on the court, Shaq, Stockton, and the Mailman occupying 2 of the top 4 scoring averages, 2 of the top 7 rebounding averages, 3 of the top 10 shooting percentages, and the best assist average, nothing stands out more than Utah's Energizer Old Head Bunnies. Stockton, Malone, 23 combined years, only 8 games missed ever, 4 each. You know, since that floor warped, Utah's 11-0. Dude, like, stay out of my personal space, man. Greg Ostertag trying to get in Shaq's personal space. First quarter, Shaq, the over... Clank. 1 of 10 Diesel misses. Then Shaq just assaults Ostertag underneath, like assault and battery. Shaq 3 fouls in the first 8 minutes. Second quarter, Ramil Robinson says, just like crash the boards, dude. Van Exel was just 2 of 11 shooting. Here's why. But Shaq, one of his boards, Mojo, no. The league's most accurate shooter off. But Greg